Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by StrikeForceEnergy.com. Put down the water and grab a fucking drink.
Tonight we're going to try something totally different, something totally outside the box. There is a lot of subgroups on Drinkin Bros. For those of you who don't know, Drinkin Bros is more than just a podcast. It's also a secret society Facebook page, if you will. It's a private page. We just crossed 90,000 members inside that page as well. The page was set up, it was originally started by Jared Taylor to help people find someone to talk to, someone to have a drink with if you were in need or if you lived in the same city. Obviously, this has exploded and there's a million subgroups for different cities, different states, but there's also subgroups for different types of things that you would not expect. There is Drinkin Bros Nerds, which is a fantastic group. There's Drinkin Bros Sports for guys and gals who like sports, but there's also Drinkin Bros Conspiracy Theories page. And I got turned on to this recently and I was like, wait a minute. Did not know this existed. 1, 2, I don't know these people. I'd like to find out a little bit more about them, about what they believe in, and about some of these conspiracy theories, and kind of bring some of these to light. But I'd like to hear it from them, from their perspective and their point of view. Therefore, tonight, we decided to call a bunch of Drinkin Bros who have some crazy conspiracies. Some might not be that crazy. I don't know. That's why we decided to call people live and see what they are. So tonight's episode will be all about conspiracy theories. First up, as you know, we got some sponsors who pay for this whole shit to be on the air. So before I start calling people and getting deep into these conspiracy theories, we'll get through the sponsors. First up, we got StrikeForceEnergy.com. Look, you hear them at the top of the show. They're one of our faves. They've been with us since day one. Huge fan of StrikeForceEnergy.com. It's a tasty, tiny little tin pouch full of energy. Squeezes out into every single liquid available. I'm talking beers, wines, Kool-Aids, liqueurs, you name it. They've got different flavors. They've got orange, lemon, fucking grape is my favorite. Make America grape again. That grape goes in everything. Splash that in some Zima. They got a 750 milliliter bottle that just sits, on your bar, your kitchen. You can just boom, pop a couple squirts in your drink and be on about your day. Kick the can, kids. You don't need the can anymore. 5-hour energy is dead. Red Bull, dead. All you need is one of these fucking pouches and you're good. And it just stirs right in your drink. It's a liquid. It's not a powder. So go to StrikeForceEnergy.com. Order yourself a box. They're fucking cheap, man. I think it's like $10 or something, or like 99 cents a packet. Tell me it's not the best energy drink you've ever had, and I'll let you fuck my beehole if I'm wrong. Wait, I don't even know if that would be like you'd enjoy that or me, or you don't get to fuck my butt. But go to StrikeForceEnergy.com. Type in the promo code Drinkin Bros for 20% off. They ship everywhere in the entire world, and they get a subscription on the month club, which we all fucking have. Next up, we've got GhostBed.com. Huge fan of GhostBed. A lot of people sending in pictures saying, hey, dude, thanks for fucking turning me on to GhostBed. It's incredible. Bed, it just ships right to your house. And it comes in this box, and it just shows up, and you're like, yo, what the fuck is this? You open up the box, you let it sit for 2 hours, and it takes its shape. But it's the finest fucking mattress I've ever slept on. We all own them, and man, big fan of GhostBed.com. Can't say enough good things about them and their pillows. Their fucking pillows are the greatest fucking things on earth. And I know you're thinking, you're like, dude, what the fuck do I give a shit about a pillow? These pillows, I don't know what they did, or like whatever fucking foam memory they put in them or whatever, but they're incredible. They're incredible across the board. So you order a mattress, you get 3 free pillows. Type in the promo code Drinkin Bros, you get $50 off a mattress. Or just go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. No mattresses are expensive with these, though. However, you can get a pay-as-you-go plan, which is nice. So go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Just go to ghostbed.com. Type in the promo code Drinkin Bros for $50 off, and you get those free pillows, which is fucking awesome. Cannot stress how much I love a good goddamn ghost bed in my life. Next up, we got straightrazors.com. For the boy, you want to talk about the finest shave you'll ever have in this or any lifetime. I'm talking about straightrazors.com. Straightrazors.com. Dude, the best way to describe it is it's like an old-timey tombstone kit. Using one of those fucking things, you shave it with one of those, you're not going to have to shave for a couple days. But they're sharp. When you get them, dude, just test it out on your arm here first and be like, oh shit, know what you're dealing with. But they've also got the finest aftershave in the world. Their Smolder is #1 ranked in the world, and like I thought it was bullshit, and then they sent me some, and I was like, oh goddamn, I used the fuck out of it. It seals up your pores. It gives a little sting to it. Again, it's like you're in an old-time barbershop. It's fucking great. And so is their cologne. Their Smolder cologne is my fucking jam. Both of those are my 2 faves. They've also got beard oils. They've got, some shampoo, hair conditioner, any products for men they got up in that motherfucker. Go to straightrazors.com. And on this one, you're using the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. Just as in Ross Patterson Revolution. That's the other podcast that I run. That is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So between this and Drinkin Bros, between Ross Patterson Revolution and Drinkin Bros, we got you covered all 5 days a week. Also, I called iTunes and I talked to them, and they put back all of the episodes. So if you're going back through all of the Drinkin Bros episodes, they're now available on all platforms. I know it was cutting it off at like 100 episodes, and everybody was like, man, I want to go back, listen to some of the earlier episodes. I talked to them. It's all good in the hood. Originally, they wanted like a paywall, where people had to like pay for old episodes and shit like that. And we were like, hey man, we do this shit for free for people. Like, just put it back up there, or we'll start bootlegging it. And they were cool with it. So thanks, iTunes. We appreciate it. Next up, we've got grenadesoap.com. Grenadesoap.com. They've got soap in the shape of a grenade that is made with real fucking gunpowder. That's no exaggeration, by the way. It's made with real goddamn gunpowder, and the shit's incredible. It smells, I don't know what kind of scent it is. You just smell like a goddamn man on their soap. They got some tactical toothbrushes. They got a bunch of cool shit there. OD Green and Combat Clean. Type in the promo code Drinkin Bros for 20% off. Get yourself a grenade soap. Get yourself a bar of grenade soap from grenadesoap.com. Next up, we got warfightertobacco.com. You know him. Old friend of the show. Hopefully a new friend to your life. If you don't smoke them, go get them and smoke them. They've got some of the finest cigars in the United States of America. And they're not, this is a fun fact, because look, the American cigars really aren't the jam. These are imported. They're made with Cuban seeds, hand rolled in the Dominican Republic, and then shipped here. So they're fucking good. They got all kinds of specialty brands. Go to their website. Go to warfightertobacco.com. They're all 100% combat veteran owned, and Rocco is a co-owner of them, and big fan of their cigars. So go check them out and give them a shout. If there's a cigar store near you and you wish they were carrying Warfighter Tobacco, go in there and tell me what you want to carry them, and email Scott Jansen and the boys over at Warfighter Tobacco. They'll get you all fucking hooked up at your local stores. Those guys are going global. I see them fucking everywhere, and big fan of their company. Their apparel's dope too, and so are their humidors. Go to warfightertobacco.com. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros. You get 10% off. You get 10% off. Lastly, we got At Night She Cries While He Rides a Steed, the first ever romance novel for dudes. Funniest book ever written by Ross Master Antonio Patterson. Go to Amazon.com. Everybody says it's sold out, but it's in bookstores everywhere, but a lot of people say it's sold out in a bunch of bookstores. So cut out the middleman. I'm tired of people going to fucking buy shit in brick and mortar stores, and they're like, "Meh, just ordered it online." It's just a waste of fucking time. Just go to Amazon.com and buy that shit. It's also on Audible.com. It's one of the highest rated books on Audible.com. I think it's in the top 10. I hired a team of actors. It's really fucking funny. If you like Blazing Saddles and Range 15 and all that shit, it's that fucking crazy. But now let's get into it. Let's get into some conspiracy theories tonight, folks. I don't look, and for the record, I don't know what we're getting into. So when I put out this call on Drinkin Bros Conspiracy Theories, I just said, "Hey, thinking about doing a show about this. Leave your number." But nobody, I didn't ask for their stories. I didn't ask for their theories or anything because I wanted to hear them live on air. And I want you guys, the listeners, to hear them in real time, the same time I'm hearing them. So that way, I can't go into this and pick these theories apart. I want to ask these people why they believe in the conspiracies that they have. I don't know what we're going to get tonight. So here we go.
This is Joe.
Joe Gibson.
Hey, who's this?
This is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros.
Hey, what's happening, man?
What's up, dude?
Nothing, man.
You got some time to chat? We're doing a live show about conspiracy theories tonight.
Yes, sir, I do.
Fuck yeah. What do you got, Joe? What's your best conspiracy theory?
I don't know. One I've read a lot about and actually talked to some people in the field is the conspiracy theory about the giants that the Smithsonian has hidden, the giant bones.
The giant bones. You know what? I don't know this one, actually.
Well, the story goes, I guess late 1800s, early 1900s, they were digging in some of the mounds out in the Midwest.
Okay.
These giant earthen mounds that nobody knows where they came from. And they discovered giant bones of
human or
human.
animals? Humans.
Human.
Okay.
In the 8 to 9 foot tall range.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's taller than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar by like 2 feet.
Oh, yeah. Definitely taller than anybody currently in the NBA.
Yes.
That's for sure. So, I guess the story goes that the Smithsonian cataloged these things and then disappeared them into their warehouse somewhere.
You're kidding. How long ago?
120 years ago.
No shit. And why do you think that was? What would be the, I guess, advantage of hiding a 9-foot human?
I guess they didn't want to have to go through the trouble of reprinting history books.
Wow, that's weird. That's strange.
There's quite a few articles and with Smithsonian bylines on them, and it's all been kind of hushed up over the years.
No shit.
It's I think it's one of the more legitimate conspiracy theories, not aliens or anything.
Yeah. Well, so let me ask you: do you think this is real?
I think there's more to it than we know. Could be. There's a lot of unknown history out there. I think it's more real than Roswell.
See, it's funny. So a couple calls ago, we did somebody chatted with me about the aliens thing. I think the aliens thing is real.
Well, I think there are definitely aliens. I don't know if Roswell happened, but I'd say there's probably aliens out there. We'd kind of be very conceited species if we thought we were the only ones in the galaxy or the universe.
That's what I think as well. I wonder what the advantage of hiding a 9-foot human was, unless they thought it was like, either some type of alien species or like Indians, maybe old, because look, if you're going back that far in history, if they had really tall Indians back then, but like, I don't know. And again, what would be the advantage of hiding that?
Well, I don't know what the advantage of hiding it would be, but I do know that many Native American tribes have in their oral histories a legend of tall, blue-eyed, light-haired, ancestors of theirs
Okay.
that were here before them.
Ah, all right.
So there is an oral history, that goes back, I don't know how long, the Native Americans were here 10,000 years,
Right.
but something that is before them.
No shit.
So
That's interesting.
There's quite a bit of reading on it, and most of it seems to be in the fringes, but the stories come from somewhere.
Wow. This one I like. This is the best one I've heard so far tonight. I like this one a lot. Because look, I think the government covers up shit. I did a show about this a couple months ago on my other show that was about Roswell. I had done this thing for MTV. I had my own show on MTV, and we shot the entire episode in Roswell, and we were there to make fun of it. Long story short, what happened is I was playing this like redneck character, and I interviewed the guy who said he was working that night and was in charge of all of the shit, So I got stuck in this guy's house for 3 hours with him. We're trying to get the tapes transcoded now. This was like in 2004. I get stuck inside this guy's house with him, and I went in thinking it was a joke. I end up in this guy's house. He was super nice. His wife was super nice. He was like fucking 80 or something, and after 3 fucking hours of being there, I thought his stories were real. I believed him. I thought he was real. So I'm in the camp that Roswell happened. A lot of people aren't.
Okay.
My wife is not. To put it in perspective, my wife is definitely not. She thinks that it's fucking retarded.
Yeah, I fully believe they're UFOs. I swear, a buddy of mine and I driving across South Florida, coming back from the Keys after partying for a week, and we may have been really fucked up at the time, but we're pretty sure we saw something over an Indian reservation.
Yeah. Like
but who knows?
We've all been there. We've all been there where you're like, man, I just saw something that's unexplainable, and I've never seen anything like this. I saw something with my wife recently, and I was like, man, this one thing keeps moving over the sky and then disappearing extremely fast. It would have been impossible for an aircraft to do that. But with the big body thing, that's crazy. So what could people look up, by the way, to go and look up that theory?
Well, there's basically, they call them the mound builders. So I think it's kind of Ohio and kind of that northern area, not quite the Midwest, but more on the eastern side. There's a series of big mounds, and there's some serpent-shaped mounds and some strange things, and nobody knows where they came from.
Okay.
And apparently, the legend goes these things were found either in those or near them. And I don't know if it's necessarily the government or maybe just like that kind of closed group of, academics who didn't want to be proven wrong that their theories of humanity, evolution, and all are not right.
Right, that we all evolved from apes, essentially. Right,
and maybe we did, but maybe there was something else that evolved alongside us that's no longer here.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, this one, Joe, you got me tonight. This one threw me for a like. I haven't heard of this, but it's not to say I don't believe it, because I think there's a lot of shit out there that is unexplained that we don't know, but this one I have definitely not heard of, and I'm gonna have to look up on this. I like this one a lot.
Oh, good.
Well, dude, hey, thanks for the time tonight. I appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the time.
No problem.
I'm gonna study it up on your fucking big body theory here. I like it.
All right, Ross.
Take care, Joe. Thanks, man.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, that one I've definitely never heard of. What a strange one. I like it though. It's super interesting. I'm gonna have to look up on the huge humans of 9 feet tall. Imagine if they played today, how much fucking money those guys would make. Playing in the league, playing in the NBA.
Hello.
Hi, is this Natty Bumpo?
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Yo, this is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros. How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fucking rad, dude. You said call if you dare. I dared. I'm calling you tonight. I want to know your favorite conspiracy theory.
All right. Have you ever heard of the Paul McCartney conspiracy theory?
Which one? Because the one that I've heard, my wife claims that he's entirely bald.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about.
Oh, all right. Let's hear this one.
All right. The rumor is Paul McCartney died in a car wreck way back in the 60s when the Beatles first just got huge. And if you look in the history books or whatever of the Beatles, Paul McCartney did get into a car wreck and he walked away unscathed, but the model he was with had to have her leg amputated. Which actually happened. But the theory is that he died in that car wreck, and right after that car wreck happened, there was a Paul McCartney lookalike contest in the United States, but a winner was never announced. They just sort of forgot about it. So everyone thinks the winner from that contest wasn't announced, and he was sent to London to impersonate Paul McCartney because the CIA feared the Beatles dying when they were in their prime would cause too much chaos.
Wow. Man, that's I've heard of this conspiracy theory before. That one's super deep. That one's super fucking deep.
It goes even further than that, too.
Go ahead.
Ringo Starr, in his old interviews, never called him Paul. He only called him Fall, as in fake Paul. And in, the Abbey Road album cover, he's shown with no shoes on, which normally depicts death, as in the one who takes your soul to the underworld or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was one more thing. They think after that woman had lost her leg, she married the, quote, Paul McCartney, and they were married for about 5 years. It was basically the length of time it would have been for her to get half of his money, and they considered it hush money so she wouldn't say anything to anybody.
Okay, so that all being said, do you believe in this conspiracy theory?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Look what the Beatles did. I mean, I personally don't like the Beatles, but they had a huge impact on the world.
Yes, they did. That's true.
As you know, I've heard you say things about this. As you know, everyone in America is super duper soft. And imagine that today with something as big as the Beatles now, if that would happen. Everyone would be rioting just like they already are.
Yeah, I mean, look, there was a baseball player named Ichiro Suzuki.
He still plays. He plays for the Marlins, not the Marlins. Yeah, the Marlins.
Yes, absolutely. So, still plays, still amazing. But he was the Japanese version of Paul McCartney. When he announced that he was getting married and got married, there was something like 100 suicides over there of women who threw themselves under trains, all kinds of fucked up shit because he had gotten married and they just could no longer live.
That's impressive to have that kind of appeal to women.
That's what I said. And look, probably the same thing happened to me. I just don't know about it. You know, like when I got married,
I mean,
I'm sure.
Ross. I wouldn't doubt that.
Me neither. I'm sure a lot of women took their own lives.
When I watched the new guy the first time.
Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of women took their own lives and they're no longer with us. It just wasn't reported to me. Now, if Paul McCartney,
that's for your own safety, though.
If Paul McCartney died in his prime, what year were they saying this happened? Do you know?
Probably sometime in the 60s.
Okay. Shit. If he had died around that time, there would have been chaos. Look, much like when Lennon died in, what was it, 80 or 81?
When that fan shot him.
Yes. It was a Mark David Chapman. When Lennon died, people were
in the 80s, so the Beatles weren't.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like people were really, really fucking. I mean that really brought the nation down. Not that look, I wasn't. I didn't remember that obviously, but going back through the footage, but they were broken up as well. So they weren't a band. Yeah. They weren't at the height of their career. And he was off on his own doing weird shit with Yoko at that point. And people are like, all right, I think I can get over this. If McCartney would have died in his prime like that, man, there would have been chaos.
That's the whole point of the theory. I mean, it all makes sense. There's all those little facts like that woman losing her leg in a car wreck, then she divorced and got half of his money and all this and that.
Yeah, my one caveat to that is, look, do you know about Journey, the band Journey?
Of course.
And they have a karaoke singer from fucking Japan or wherever he's from, who's taken Steve Perry's place and sings with them, and he sounds identical.
That's strange.
He sounds even better than. Yeah, they made a documentary about him. Look, he sounds. I mean, literally, he's able to mimic Steve Perry better than Steve Perry. So even Steve Perry couldn't sing like this fucking Japanese dude today that they tour with. But with the Beatles, McCartney was so specific and his looks were so specific. Man, I'd have a hard time with this one. And simply for the fact of McCartney still plays. Like, he still shows up, but he toured like a year ago. For this to never have gotten out over time, this would be a stretch for me, this one.
I don't know. It just seems real to me. I don't
All
know.
right. Look, hey.
I'll go put my tinfoil hat back on.
No, not at all. Because we're not calling to make fun of people tonight or anything like that.
Yeah,
we're just simply calling about people's favorite conspiracy theories and why they think them. The fact that the fact that this possibly could be real, and that you think this, because wasn't one of the albums you played it in reverse and it said, Paul is dead.
Yeah.
So look,
it was one of the lyrics in one of their songs said something about Paul being dead.
Yeah. I think the reason why the lyrics and that shit was in there was because they were doing acid. Those guys were doing
a very good possibility.
A lot of acid at the time, and if you go back and what's funny, man, are the Beatles your favorite band of all time?
Me, absolutely not.
Okay, me
I'm not
neither.
a Beatles fan. They had a huge impact. Everyone knows them. So.
Yeah. Who's your favorite?
My favorite band ever?
Yeah, mine's the Stones. I'm a Stone.
Prince and the Revolution on this one.
Ah, dude, huge fan of Prince. Okay, so I'm a huge fan of Prince. Stones are probably my all-time favorite. Prince is definitely up there. I love Prince. But with what these guys were taking at the time, fucking Prince now too, that we know what he passed away from. But the Beatles in particular were taking a lot of acid. So I think they cut things into the albums back then to do shit like that.
Recorded themselves while they were tripping?
Yes. And then they put it in there, and that's my guess on that John is Dead lyric, or whatever, when you play the album backwards. Because I've done some fucked up shit where I cut in frames of dicks into movies.
Oh yeah, that's a good time.
I'm dead serious.
Just what's his name from Fight Club?
Yes, Fincher from Fight Club. Yeah. There was a thing. I had this huge presentation at Paramount, and I was not happy with all the notes that I was getting. So I cut a bunch of Mexican boners into footage.
Now, when you say Mexican boner, do you mean they had sombreros on, or just they were dark?
They were Mexican men with boners.
Oh, so full body shots.
Yeah, yes, full body shots of them with their
profile penises or not.
No, they weren't that huge. They were just normal size, so that way it wasn't jarring. And no one. By the way, an hour, all these executives sat through this footage. No one noticed, and it was my own sick way of getting back at them for all of these shitty notes that I had to take. That I made them watch 6 dicks during the course of an hour, and they didn't know. Rock hard Mexican penises, and they didn't know.
That's impressive.
That's what I think. But with his John is Dead thing, I think it was the same. Or I'm sorry, Paul is Dead thing for Paul McCartney. I think they were doing it more for the acid effect of hey man, we're just gonna fuck with people. But either way,
I wouldn't doubt it.
This is a cool one. I like this one.
Yeah, just one I've held on to for a long time because I don't know, just pretty interesting, just like any other conspiracy theory.
Yeah, for sure. And look, this is what this show is all about, so I'm fucking amped about it. And I'm amped what people will think on Monday. The show airs on Monday. We're calling you late Saturday night, so I appreciate you answering. Last question for you.
I'm celebrating my birthday right now.
Are you fucking really?
Get a bunch of people over.
Get the fuck out of here.
I just turned 28.
Dude, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey, what does Natty stand for, by the way?
Oh, that's I'm a huge Daniel Day-Lewis fan.
DDL.
His character in Last of the Mohicans was Nathaniel Bumpo, who was frequently called Natty Bumpo, and he was actually a real person. So.
Yes. That's all it means. What's your real name for the audience?
Nate Crane.
Nate Crane. All right.
Yeah.
Dude, this was fucking awesome.
One more thing before you go.
Yeah.
I was up in Green Bay a couple weeks ago.
Wisconsin?
My brother and my dad. Yep.
Okay.
I live in Florida, and I flew up there for a concert. my brother gave me a signed Corey Linsley jersey. He ran into him in a Chipotle and had a jersey and had him sign it.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear to God, I'm looking at it right now. And I'm hanging it right next to my signed Urban Meyer ball.
How excited are you for the new season, by the way?
I'm fucking stoked, man.
You know we're going to win it all this year. This is our year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm saying Ohio State's defensive line is better than any offensive line out there.
Ever. Dude, Shiana said it was better than the Bucks when they won the title.
There you go.
Let me ask you this. Are you going to the Oklahoma game?
Am I going?
Yeah.
No, I live down in Florida.
I'm traveling. I live in Wilmington. I'm going to fly up for that Oklahoma game.
All right.
So I'll be there. There's another drinking bro, Richard Durnoff. That's or Dinoff. That's got a big tailgates. Big fan. So we're going up there for that game to rage. Yeah.
Shit, I wish I could make it.
Yeah.
I got too much stuff going on right now, but yeah, I'll make it up there for another one sometime soon.
Fuck yeah. Well, dude, I appreciate it, man. Happy birthday, and
awesome,
dude, I appreciate you being on the show tonight.
Yeah, man, I'm a big fan. It's a good time.
All right, man. Bye, buddy.
All right, have a good one.
Hello?
Is this Tommy?
Oh my God, is this Ross?
This is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros. What's up, Tommy Flynn?
Not much, Ross. What are you doing?
Fuck, man. I'm recording a podcast. I'm recording a little show that's going to go out on Monday.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm calling you here. We put up a thing in Drinkin Bros Conspiracy Theories. I'm calling to see what your favorite conspiracy theory is, Tommy.
Oh, well, of course, probably my all-time favorite, aliens, man.
Aliens are real, by the way.
Yeah.
So you listen to my other show, Ross Patterson Revolution?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So my wife, dude, complete alien denier, which is that's crazy, right?
Dude, just get rid of her. Just get rid of her.
It's hard because she does everything else well, and then there's this one thing where you're just like, come on. Come on.
Shit, okay.
Yeah.
I understand then. I get it.
Yeah, so but besides this one, like she's okay enough that I can deal with. But you believe in aliens, right?
Oh, yeah. I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I pretty much do.
Yeah, because look, with this many planets and this much shit, how can you not think that there's other life out there?
Exactly.
But the big question. All right, so aliens is your conspiracy theory. So let me fire some questions for you here. Do you think you've ever seen a UFO?
I think maybe when I was younger, possibly, but not anytime recently. How's that?
Okay. What was the story when you were younger? What would you think it was?
Oh man. Well, we lived out on a farm, and we was kind of out in the boonies, I guess we say, in southern Indiana.
Yeah.
But we're out there just kind of looking at the sky and just saw some lights that kind of moved a little bit different than normal aircraft or stars. I guess it could have been satellite. Hell, I don't know. But I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, one of my roommates in college, he was a pilot. He got his pilot's license super early. He came from like a rich family and that bullshit where it was just like,
fucking rich kids.
Yeah. It's like he had a private plane. Well, it was like a Cessna. I'm not talking like a fucking P Diddy private plane, but it was like he had his own little Cessna, like a 4-seater or whatever the fuck it was. He said, because I asked him, I was like, dude, he was like the second youngest in the state of Ohio, or the youngest in the state of Ohio to get his pilot's license. And I said, look, man, with the amount of hours you've flown, is there anything really fucked up that you've seen that you can't explain? Yes. And he said, yes, absolutely. And he said for about 2 minutes he was flying and there was something in front of him that it was like a saucer type shape that's he's to this day it scared the shit out of him. And he goes, bro, I've flown thousands and thousands of hours. I literally have no explanation for this. And he was, he was actually in Indiana. He was flying over Indiana is where he saw it.
Holy shit.
Yes.
That explains a lot.
So that's where he had seen it, and he circled back. I think his plane originated out of Cincinnati, which obviously it's right on the border there. So he would fly through Indiana a lot. But that's where he said he saw it. And I wonder, because you said you're out in the boonies. So is there a lot of farmland?
Yes. Oh God, it's everywhere. We actually, when I was younger, we actually had a cow farm. I guess we had cows, so we had about 90 acres or so.
Oh shit, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because I wonder, like, you wouldn't fly those in a populated area, like you'd.
No. Plus, we live somewhat close to a military base where I'm at. A couple of them actually, one up north and one a little bit further up north. So.
Well, that's always been one of the cover-ups from aliens is like, oh, hey, it's a military training exercise or some type of plane that they're using, and it's like,
nothing to see here, move along, kind of shit.
Yeah. It's a weather balloon or whatever it is. It's like, man, that's because that's been used in a lot of cover-ups where you're like, what the fuck is this?
It's classified. Can't tell you. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Aliens is yours. Look, one I side with you on. I side with you on the aliens. I think they're real.
Hell yeah. I think so, man. How else do you explain Dennis fucking Rodman? I mean, seriously.
Look, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of goddamn things.
Yeah. Or Rosie O'Donnell. Come on.
Yeah. Or Lady Gaga's vagina.
Oh my good Lord.
On the inside of it, it's a Rubik's Cube is what I heard. I heard it's a Rubik's Cube.
It's probably a black hole.
I'm kidding.
Black hole.
You'd fuck Lady Gaga though, wouldn't you? That'd be a blast. It'd probably be a good time.
What straight dude wouldn't? What straight dude wouldn't?
It'd probably be a good time. It'd probably be a great time.
I'd say, probably be some fucked up shit going on there.
Yeah, because she'd probably like threaten to slice you. Like it'd be like, it'd be great. It'd be great.
You'd be wearing the nipple clamps. You would have the fucking ball gag. It'd be weird shit.
I know. Both your assholes would be pierced.
Oh my God.
They call that the C-3PO now. When you get your asshole pierced.
That's fucked up.
I'm kidding. They don't call it that. They should. They should call it that.
I agree.
Well, dude, I appreciate you taking the call and appreciate you sharing your favorite conspiracy theory with us.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, man. You have a great night. Yeah. Take care.
You too, man.
All right. Bye-bye. Aliens I get down with. I believe in aliens. I definitely believe in aliens.
Hello?
Is this Tony?
Holy shit, this is Ross Patterson.
What's up, man? We're doing Drinkin Bros.
This is crazy, dude. I'm actually out taking a vet fishing tonight. How you doing tonight?
No shit.
So, you wanted to hear some crazy conspiracies, I heard.
Yes. Tonight is our conspiracy theory episode that airs on Monday. I've had a few drinks, calling people on Saturday night. What do you got for us?
So, I don't even know if it's a conspiracy anymore, but the way I kind of been seeing some things in our economy and with the past election, I believe our current president is going to be set up to be a patsy.
So this is super interesting. A patsy for what? You think he'll be assassinated?
No, I honestly believe that with the student financial. Oh man, I've had a few.
That's fine.
I apologize.
That's fine. It's the Drinkin Bros podcast, for Christ's sakes. You're allowed to, you know?
So with the student debt for forthcoming crisis and the credit card crisis and the automotive, all that stuff is kind of at a almost tipping point,
right?
Where it could honestly level the economy. And I honestly believe neither left or right wanted to be in charge when it actually happened. So they wanted an outsider.
And so you think Trump is in there simply for this fact of we're probably going to go through another recession, a great recession.
It's even going to be worse than before.
Really?
I have a few friends that are bankers from mortgage companies, and they're kind of higher up. I may be a podunk kid, but I run with some very classy people.
Sure.
So I've heard some things, and it's not going to be pretty. And it's
so. Let me ask you this: how long did they say away? Because I've heard this. There's been some ominous forecasts from some hedge fund guys.
Yes.
And they said that there's a great crash coming. But there's
a great reset.
Yeah. Yes. And theirs was based on the bond market, not so much student loans and all that shit. But what are your guys forecasting? How long?
Within the next 5.
Oh, the next 5 years. Okay.
Yes.
That's look. I wouldn't be terribly surprised by that. Simply for the fact of every 10 years there is a stock market crash.
Correct.
So look, it's been what 2008. We're heading up on 10 years now. This wouldn't be terribly surprising. But why put Trump in then? I guess
because they want to point the finger of. See, this is what happens when you have somebody that's not a political elitist in charge.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. How do you describe what's going on in the stock market today? Because currently, since he's taken administration, the market is up 5,000 points.
Correct. I understand that. And, everything I've read, you're going to see very, 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 very high, and then you'll find the bottom will fall out. That's just a hunch and a suspicion.
Sure.
And things I've been reading.
Hey, look, Tony, this is super interesting. And, look, if this call comes to fruition, obviously everybody's going to be praising your name. It's Tony Thiesing, right?
Tessing, but yeah, close enough.
Tessing. All right. It's THE. And if it's a soft H, you can just take it out of there altogether,
Exactly. That when everybody asks how would I spell it, it's just, or how to say it's just Tessing, drop the H.
Tessing, yeah. It's a soft H. It's a soft H. Well, look, I like that one. I think the economy feels okay now. I don't know what's going to happen when none of this. Because look, I think Trump is trying to do everything he can, but none of this shit is being passed by Congress. So
correct.
I'm real curious to see what actually happens with that, and then who takes the blame for it, I guess, because interest rates are still super low. So,
and they're going to only be climbing.
Yeah. So, and I guess would people really be in trouble if they got a house? Now, if you got a house, I remember when the last one was, in 08, when everything fucking blew apart.
Yeah.
The interest rates were up to 7, 8s for shit, high 6s for a lot of people. And it's we're still not even near that yet.
And part of the problem is keeping interest rates. Well, they've been keeping interest rates artificially low for so long. We're kind of running into banks don't have money to just lend. Like in your case,
yes. Yep.
They're not going to take risks because they can't afford it.
No, and look, I talked about this on the episode that didn't air. I've never been able to get a home mortgage. I've had to always pay for everything in cash. Which, look, that sucks when there's other shit you want to do with cash, but you don't have access to it. And it's simply for the fact of, the same thing. After the 08 crash, dude, they wanted, hey, show me you've got the same paying job for the next 10 years. Forget how much money I've made. It's pretty crazy. I can only say this: if another crash happens, it's going to get even worse. And I don't know how banks would go back and give loans anymore. To be honest with you, right?
Sorry, it's scary to think about.
Really scary, and because if it happens again within that short of time. Boy, it could turn, a lot of people off. And if the banks stop giving mortgages, then fuck, I don't know what would happen, actually. This is a super interesting thing. We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out in the next couple of years. Look, people could be praising Tony Tessing's name for a long time, but I appreciate you being on the show tonight.
Definitely. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Hell, man. You too, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. On a Saturday night, I appreciate it, Tony.
From glorious Minnesota, get up here and I'll take you out fishing anytime you want. I can't promise you will catch anything, but I'll get you drunk.
Yeah, that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Oh, shit. I got to fish. I got to go.
All right, bye.
Hello?
Is this Steve?
It is.
Steve, this is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros. How are you, man?
Oh my God, Ross, how are you?
Dude, I'm fucking awesome, man. How are you doing tonight?
Excellent, man. I'm sitting down here drinking a beer and hanging out with the family.
Yeah, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, a little Molson Canadian.
Dude, Molson Canadian's the shit. That's super high powered.
I know, right?
A lot of people don't know about it because they don't sell the Canadian down here, do they?
They don't. Yeah, it's hard to find, I think, once you go south of like Montana or Idaho or Washington.
Yeah. What proof is that? What's the ABV on that bitch? It's high. I know that.
Yeah.
A bunch of my buddies in Ohio used to bring that down from Canada all the time, and it was like if you had that Molson XXX Canadian in the house.
Oh, the XXX is the way to go.
It was a gold mine where it was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, I think this is 6.5. I can't find it on.
That's not bad. That's 6.5 will work.
Yeah, good enough.
We're doing conspiracy theories tonight. What do you got? What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Well, you being from Ohio, you probably know about Wright-Patterson.
Explain Wright-Patterson to the audience, just in case people aren't familiar with it.
So Wright-Patterson, it was she was two bases, like right after World War I think. It was where the Wright brothers did some of their testing and that kind of stuff, became a military base. And then after the Roswell incident, supposedly the bodies and craft were taken to Wright-Patterson by train and stored in an underground bunker, which I can say is bullshit because I've been in the tunnels. But anyways, you know.
Yeah. So I it's funny you say that. So on my other show, I had talked about this Roswell conspiracy. And I had ended up interviewing the guy who was working the shift at the Air Force Base that night. He told me they took the bodies to Area 51.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think it goes either way. You know, maybe it was the bodies went to Area 51 and the craft went to Wright-Patterson. But I know when I was there, I got asked that because I was security forces. So I worked the gate, and you'd always get the people showing up asking about it. But, or the rumors.
Yeah, and you can confirm that was bullshit, right?
Well, there's the tunnels and, the Hangar 18 thing. We went inside Hangar 18 one day by accident. So if that tells you how little they care about whatever's in there.
Right.
We just walked in the door and, politely got asked to leave by some guy in a button-up shirt that looked like he, was into computers. I don't know.
Like an IT guy.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking for.
Okay.
I've been drinking.
Yeah. Hey, look, we've all been drinking. I've been drinking all night. We're calling people about their favorite conspiracy theories. Is there anything else that you got that's a favorite conspiracy theory of yours?
Gosh, off the top of my head, man, I can't think of anything. I guess more of the Air Force stuff. It'd be the missiles out at Wright-Patterson and the aliens that supposedly came down in the 1960s, and the reality was those guys were probably drunk because they used to be able to drink back in the day as long as you weren't on alert status. So that was they said there was a glowing light out at the gate.
Uh-huh.
And they went out there to check on it, and one of the guys ended up with a broken leg. But, he probably fell. So probably drinking and fell. But, it's all cool stuff. Yeah, there's all those. I guess that's the one that comes to mind. And
gotcha. So you would be under the guise of saying you really don't believe in this shit. There's definitely some out there you go, yeah, something probably happened, Kennedy. That's an obvious one that you go, yeah, that's more to that. Sure.
So the alien stuff, no, I think that's mostly just, misdirection and, staying one step ahead of the enemy or on whatever level.
All right, I like this. So at least with this one tonight, with this call, we called and debunked the whole Wright-Patterson thing. Because in Ohio, they were infamous for that, and you were like, was that just a story or whatever? So at least we have some confirmation. You can say that was bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went in all those places, and it's no men in black pajamas, with MP5s, turning you around and black bagging you. It's mostly bored A1Cs and senior airmen that are just like playing jokes on people.
Okay. All right, dude. Well, hey, man, I look, I appreciate you taking the call. I'll let you go back to killing some Molsons and enjoying your evening.
All right, Ross, you have a good one.
You too,
hey,
man.
Is Jables there? I didn't hear her.
No, Jables is not here. We're doing Drinkin Bros tonight.
Oh, Drinkin Bros. Okay, I wasn't sure which one you were on.
Yeah,
okay, man.
Either one. Both shows are good. We talk to everybody across the board. We're always looking for cool, interesting people and conversations, and shit. The fact that you're up drinking Molson's tonight, you fit in all of those categories. Plus, you debunked something tonight. You weren't calling to talk about a conspiracy theory. You were calling to debunk one. So that's a good one.
Sure.
I like that.
All right, man.
All right, Steve. I appreciate it, man.
All right, Ross, you have a good one.
Take care. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hi, is this Zach Morton?
Yes, it is.
Zach Morton, this is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros Podcast. How are you?
What's going on, Ross? How we doing?
What's up, dude?
Oh, honestly, I am sitting in the Walmart parking lot waiting on my wife to get finished.
That's probably the most.
Step out of the car.
That's probably the best thing I've heard all night. As you know, we're doing a conspiracy theory episode tonight.
Okay.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Give me 1 second to go ahead and tell the kids to be quiet because I'm gonna need some time.
No, absolutely. I like how he said he's going to need some time. This is great.
All right. So I'm sure you've had other callers tonight, and I'm sure they've all been about the World Trade Center, right?
No, they actually none of them have.
Really?
Yes, but there was a few.
surprised.
Yeah, same here. And there was a few people who wrote in saying, "Hey, man, 9/11 was bullshit." I was hoping for one, so let's hear yours.
Well, I wasn't going to go with that. I'm going with Oklahoma City.
Okay, you're going with Timothy McVeigh. Okay,
I'm going Timothy McVeigh. Now, what happened before City had Waco. Now,
repeat that last part because you cut out for a second.
what happened just before, about a year before Oklahoma City?
Yeah, was the Waco, Texas fires?
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, the theory that I've always been told and come up with was everything that was supposed to be submitted before Congress about the Waco incident was in that building, was in the Mara building, the day it was supposed to, that it was blown up.
Sure.
And it was supposed to be going to Congress for everything for review, to put Janet Reno in her place and this and that the next week. But there wasn't one federal agent in that building that day. Not one ATF agent, not one FBI agent.
Okay.
Nothing. But all the paperwork for Waco was there. I'm sure there was also stuff for Ruby Ridge from 2 years prior.
No shit. So
Yeah.
you're going with that they knew. So is Timothy McVeigh? He's still alive, right? He's still in jail.
No, they put him down in '97.
That's right. God damn it, man. I you know what's funny? You go the world itself is going through so much terrorism. You start to get them mixed up where you're like, oh yeah, because that was 20 years ago at this point.
Shit, yeah. Well, yeah. Hell, it's been 20 years since they killed McVeigh. So
Yeah. This has been a long time. So let me ask you then your final thoughts on Timothy McVeigh. Do you think he worked for the government, or do you think, why put him in there to do this?
I don't think he worked for the government, but I do think that he had enough slip-ups that they went ahead and they were able to track that at the time and track what he was doing, and they didn't stop him because they knew his end game and they knew what they could do to go ahead and try and get rid of one bad mark that they had against them.
Okay, so you're saying that the government talked to him and said, "Hey, you go ahead and blow up this fucking building"?
No, I don't think they talked to him. I think they just let him do it.
All right, so
they figured out his master plan.
Right.
Figured out his end game, which was the Mara building. And then they went ahead and just let him do it because why not? If he's going to do this, we can go ahead and get everything else taken care of and get that black eye that we have out of the way.
And
it never even happened.
And the last part of this is you're saying that somebody with knowledge that Timothy McVeigh was going to do this told the FBI and ATF agents to get out of the building on that day.
Something like that, yeah.
Gotcha.
Enough information. The government had enough information to make sure there was no evidence there. Now, here's the other kicker to this part. Supposedly there was a partial leg from the calf down, and camouflage, and the old 90s style, 80s style BDU camouflage,
right?
And one combat boot. If you take a look at that building and how it exploded, that was done almost engineer style. I mean, how do you take care of that? How do you get that out of just a bunch of barrels of? I mean, the way the building came falling down. Everybody wants to talk about building number 7 and this and that with the World Trade Center and 9/11. I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on the Mara building.
Okay.
I personally work at a rock quarry, so I'm around ammonium nitrate every day, and I know what it does to rock ledges. I know what it does. So it's like, boom. Now wait a second. Now you guys, you're not fooling anybody, in my opinion, anyways.
Right. Man, look, it's a super interesting theory, one that I've definitely never heard before, and one that's worth revisiting. Man, this was a cool one. I appreciate you doing the show tonight.
Well, good. I'm glad you called. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to take you away from your kids at Walmart, man.
That's okay. I needed a break.
Yeah, tell the family we said hello. This to me so far tonight. I don't know. I've done maybe 30 calls. This has been the most interesting one. It's the most interesting theory I've heard tonight.
Good deal. I appreciate it.
All right, man. You have a great night.
You too, Ross. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Wow, Timothy McVeigh. I was not expecting. I don't even know if I've ever heard of fucking Oklahoma City conspiracy theory, like ever. Yeah, but I will say this: in these bombings, the World Trade Center, both towers, and then Oklahoma City, you look at it and you're like, man, how could something like a bomb or a plane or whatever it was? In Timothy McVeigh's case, it was a van. How could it do that much damage? Same with the planes in 9/11. I'm not, again, I think it happened. I think 9/11 happened, all that other shit. But how could it do so much damage that was so exact is crazy to me. That's the one element.
Hello.
Is this Marcus Orenthal James Benoff?
Hell yeah, it is.
Yes. What's up? It's Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros. How you doing, man?
No shit, dude. No shit.
What's going on, man? Dude, this post was not bullshit. We're calling people about their favorite conspiracy theories tonight.
Oh, yeah. No, I believe you guys. You guys are the real deal, so I knew you were going to.
Hell yeah. So what do you got for us tonight, Marcus? What's your favorite theory?
I'm not really I don't necessarily believe in everything. I'm not like someone that's off their rocker for all the conspiracies, but I mean, I like reading all that shit, Same. So, but there's got to be out there that the one that you're like, all right, this one I think could be real. Yeah. So I've always thought that your phones listen to you.
That your phones listen to your smartphones?
Yeah, like your smartphone. Like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but so like if you got your phone in your pocket or just like chilling on the counter, if you and your buddies are talking about like a certain item or something like that.
Yep.
I'll start to see advertisements for it for like the next couple days.
Yeah, by the way, I had this conversation with my wife because this happens a lot to us. Some of these apps a lot of the shit that you're pressing, you don't know that you're pressing or accepting. Some of them, you're giving them access to your microphone.
Oh yeah.
In your phone.
Huh.
And, but however, here's the thing. When the phone is off, it should be off. I'm under the conspiracy theory on this one that it's not, that your phone is never really off. That everything you're talking about is going through, you know, the 90 million fucking web pages that you visited on your phone, and they're taking all that information.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, like me and my buddy, you know, we were just talking about some random item in some store that, you know, we talked about it for maybe like 2 minutes, and then half an hour later there's some ad for it, you know, going around Instagram and stuff that pops up. I'm like, no shit. So that's what I'm just feeling.
Yeah, a lot of, so any app that you record things on, they ask for that microphone permission, and that's what I think is happening, where they're just collecting data. It happened to me, like there was a very specific, like I'd asked my wife about a very specific vacation somewhere, and it was like to Reykjavik for New Year's, which is in Iceland. Apparently it's just supposed to go the fuck off there for New Year's Eve. Like the sun never comes up or whatever for like 12 days, and people just rage. And then I got this thing very similar to you about going on this vacation, this party to Reykjavik. And I'm like, come on, man. I didn't even fucking open up my phone and look. Like, I didn't even know how to spell Reykjavik, you know?
Yeah. It's some weird shit, dude.
Yeah, I think these phones are tapped into shit that, you know, well further than we know. Who was it last year? Samsung that got popped for you know, they were recording and listening to people through their smart TVs.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Yeah. I'm with you on this camp. This one.
I mean, like, you know,
go ahead.
I was, you know, I like to dig into the whole, you know, Kennedy being assassinated and like those, you know, those weird as hell camps out in California that all the big wigs go to. But I've been thinking a lot about the phone one lately. It's kind of weirded me out.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. Because it's, you know, they want to know everything about you essentially. And it's all for commerce about, you know, fuck what they could possibly sell you or how to make money off of you. And the more they know you, they know your lifestyle and things that you want to do. Then shit, you know, these targeted ads that pop up, fuck, you know, one of these days you're just like, yeah, I really do need that rattlesnake belt. You know, in case I go out to the fucking desert in Arizona and I need some, you know, some injection of, and for a rattlesnake bite. Like dude, I'm with you on this one.
I might really need that Humadog someday.
You might need a goddamn Humadog. You know, you never know in this life.
Never know.
But yeah, this one I'll side with you on. I'm with you on this. I think a lot more is going on with our phones and computers than we actually fucking know.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And I think these guys,
totally agree, man.
I think these corporations, and I think especially like Google, Amazon, and Facebook in particular, are the ones who are really ripping all your info the fastest and the best at. And again, we have no idea about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Last question for you. Marcus Orenthal James, you went from OJ, right?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I did.
Big fan. OJ's getting out soon, by the way.
I know he is. You'll have to have him on the show.
Whew, boy, that would be a dream, wouldn't it? 5 weeks.
That's a dream. That's a dream right there.
You know who got the first interview with him?
No.
Larry King, I heard.
No shit.
Yeah, and it's like, fuck, man, I don't want to see fucking old ass Larry King interview OJ.
No.
He's not going to ask.
No, you need to get. You know, you got to get Jared in there to talk to him and you to get the real details. Confess to, you know, no, he doesn't need to confess to anything. He didn't do it. You know, he was found innocent. He was innocent. You know.
Yeah, they acquitted him. He's totally in the eyes of the court. He's totally innocent. In the eyes of every other person in the world, he's fucking guilty. Yeah, I'd love to have him. I'd love to have fucking OJ come on the show. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, free OJ, you know.
Free OJ. Well, dude, Marcus, I appreciate you taking the time tonight, and dude, thanks for listening to the show, man.
No problem, man. Always a pleasure to talk to the Big Dick Daddy himself.
Ah, dude, the pleasure is all mine, my man. It's all mine. I appreciate it.
All right, dude.
All right, have a great night.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah, hell yeah. Take care.
Later.
That one, yeah. Look, I think for sure, phones and all that other bullshit, dude, they're sucking up every fucking last goddamn piece of information everywhere. And if you think you're safe and you're out there just watching Family Guy and then having sex with your wife and they don't know about it, it's bullshit. They know you're fucking your wife right after Family Guy. They know it. Google, Facebook, Amazon, they know it. And then an email will pop up as soon as you're done. They probably even know your sex habits. They probably know how long you've been fucking, and they're probably like, Marcus lasts fucking 4 minutes, and then right after that, he's gonna clean himself off and he's gonna check his phone, and we're gonna give him a fucking, hey, would you like to buy season 4 of Family Guy DVD package on Amazon? I bet you that's the next email that comes in 4 minutes after he's done fucking, because that's how well they know you.
Hello?
Hey, is this Keith Ross?
Yeah.
Yo, it's Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros.
Holy fucking shit.
What's up, dude?
Well, not much, man. Just got through eating.
All right. So is now a good time to chat about some conspiracy theories?
Yeah, now's a great time.
Fuck yeah. What do you got for us, Keith? What's your best conspiracy theory?
I'd have to go with my favorite. That's the Illuminati. There's like a dark group of people that behind the scenes control everything.
And so,
as far as like who gets elected and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I like this Illuminati theory has been around for a while. I would say probably since the Da Vinci Code, that type of. Would you say that's fair? Probably.
Shit, I don't know. Probably.
Probably in at least the public sense of it. It's probably been, it's obviously been going on a lot longer than that, but I would say the public sense of it was probably from the Da Vinci Code itself. Do you believe in the Illuminati?
I mean, maybe not the Illuminati, but I'm sure that there's a, group of probably wealthy, powerful people that are pulling some strings behind the scenes. It may not be as dark as what the Illuminati, what that idea brings, but yeah, I'm sure there's some powerful people behind the scenes.
You know what's funny? So I would have said, I actually would have leaned with you on this one, on the Illuminati, if it weren't for this last election with Trump. This one was a befuddlement to me as far as the Illuminati goes, because you had every powerful celebrity and all of these donors behind the scenes fighting for Hillary Clinton, and they just could not get it done.
I thought that, but then if you think about it, Trump is doing exactly what everybody thought he would. He's sticking to what he said way back when, and that's causing a lot of issues with, the Antifa and the Black Lives Matter and all that. And I think it's playing right into their hands. They're trying to cause this divide between the nation. So I don't know. I don't know what end game would be for that, but I think if that were the case, I think it's playing perfectly to how they wanted it.
I wonder, because it's it's one of those things where, to me, the Illuminati. I remember back when Obama was running in 2008, right? And
right.
I've heard about this Illuminati theory for, again, probably since that Da Vinci Code book came out. That's when I really first heard of the Illuminati and all that stuff.
Oh, right. The Dan Brown.
Yeah, yes. And this is when I first got introduced to this theory, so to speak. Obviously it's dated back well before that, but I think to general public's knowledge, it's probably right when the book series got huge. They made a movie. It's probably when everybody else really clicked into that. I know for a fact that there was a get together at Quincy Jones' house between Oprah, Quincy Jones, Obama, There was a few other very, very powerful, prominent black leaders, figures. Tyler Perry was one of them, who had a lot of money and had a lot of power and influence. And they said, all right, guys, we all need to come together and figure out how to get a black man as the president of the United States.
Right.
And this was, I would say, like a year to 8. I'd have to go back and look it up, but I want to say a year to 18 months before the election started. And then they put this plan into action, and it fucking worked. And I was like, oh shit. I remember Jay-Z doing concerts and you know, all of that shit. And like, if you would have asked me then in 2008, I would have said, yeah, fuck. Because he was a guy essentially that you had never heard of. He was a great speaker. But he didn't have a lot of political history to him, you know, like he had a couple roles in Illinois, but he wasn't on the public stage. And he seemingly came out of nowhere and, you know, won over the nation and won. And if you would have asked me then about the Illuminati, I would have said, yes, I think that's a real thing. The Trump thing, though, was the anomaly to me, where I was like, man, this many powerful people couldn't push him. Couldn't push her through. And I don't know what the end game is of why you would want Trump in there versus Hillary or somebody else.
I think mostly it just stems around the fact that he's going to make it so that they can push this agenda that the media is pushing, and it'll create a divide. And I don't know, maybe they pushing for something like martial law. I mean, you know, that gets thrown around a lot. And
I look, because I think Antifa, like obviously Antifa and all that shit is real, and it's going on.
Well, aren't they funded by George Soros?
They're funded by George Soros, and you know, look, you know where they are, when they're going to meet up, all that shit. It's not like the government doesn't know, but I think, you know, why now? Whereas, like, if you would have, let's say Hillary would have gotten in, then you could have kept pushing that open border policy, fucking one world, one love type shit, which, you know, with religion is never really going to happen anyways, especially the Muslim religion. It's just not, because either you believe in what they believe in or they fucking kill you, and that's not really a one love, one peace type of thing.
It's kind of like the coexist stickers that are all the different religious symbols. Four of the 7 want to kill the other 3.
Exactly. And it's like, I don't think that will ever happen. But I think with her in there, that would have at least pushed that agenda further. But to me, it seems like when he got in, it really fucked up their plans. I think the Antifa and all this shit is to cause and create so much chaos that it's like, hey guys, this is why we should have, you know, a Democrat or somebody who believes in these open borders, open shit.
Could be.
So that's my guess on that. But yeah, all right, the Illuminati. That's not bad. Because I look, I actually would have agreed with this one before this last election, because I think there's a lot of people behind the scenes who were helping others out and pulling strings to do other shit. But
absolutely.
But this one, the Trump one, I couldn't figure out. I don't know. Yeah.
It'll all come out eventually.
It will. It really will. But in the meantime, dude, I appreciate you taking the call and sharing your favorite conspiracy theory with us. That one's all right. All
right, man. I appreciate the call too.
All right, buddy. It was great talking to you, Keith. Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, the Illuminati. Like, I can. It's a good start. I can get down on that. I think yes. I think there, to some extent, there is some fucking weird Illuminati. I know there's secret groups that meet in Hollywood. For example, there was a big Republican secret group for a long time called FOA, and it was a group that used to meet once a month, once every 2 months, and FOA stood for Friends of Abe, and it was, you know, Friends of Abraham Lincoln. But as you know, if you're in Hollywood, it is beyond not kosher to come out and say you're Republican. So there's there's a lot of prominent figures in Hollywood. Ron Howard, Brian Grazer, the guy who created Desperate Housewives. I forget what his name is. But they were all going to these FOA events for Republicans to voice their opinion and try to allocate their money and help these other Republican candidates. They didn't want to out themselves in Hollywood because it's so fucking liberal. Look, there is secret groups in all of this shit that go on. The Illuminati, yeah, I can flip a coin on that one. I can flip a coin. Can't figure out the Trump one, but I can flip a coin on that one.
Hello.
Hi, is this Nick Nelson?
Yes, it is.
Nick Nelson, this is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, dude?
Yeah, baby. Sorry, you caught me drinking beer and watching Game of Thrones.
Nice. Well, look, I don't want to fuck that up. If that's going down,
Ross Patterson. Yeah.
I'm calling. So, hey, man.
Hold on a second.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, Ross.
Yes.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm
Hey,
good. How are
it's
you?
my wife.
Hi, how are you? I'm Ross Patterson. You're Nick Nelson. What's your wife's name?
I'm Leslie.
Leslie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm calling about conspiracy theories. Look, your husband said you were drinking beers, watching Game of Thrones. That sounds like the greatest night of all time. I don't know if you want me to tear your husband away from that to tell a conspiracy theory on Drinkin Bros Podcast.
No, that's great.
Is it a new one? Have you not seen it yet?
No, he made me wait for him. He was about to get fired, and I was about to watch them all. He made me wait.
Well, let me steal him for like 10 minutes, and then you guys can get back to it, okay?
No, you can take him away. You're fine.
All right.
Hold on a second.
Perfect.
Put my headphones in.
Yeah.
A second. Hey, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sorry. Had to dig my headphones out.
That's all right.
So how's it going?
It's going great. You got a conspiracy theory for us, Nick?
Well, absolutely. So in the course of my studies, I was doing an MBA program a couple of years ago. And you ever heard of the general accounting practices and international accounting practices?
Sure.
Well, there's been a push over the last 15 or so years to adopt U.S. accounting practices across the world.
Okay.
And the general concept is that he who controls the money controls everything. So if there's standardized accounting practices and banking practices and everything else, it makes it easier to control the flow of money.
Right. That is correct.
That's the gist of it. Sorry if it's not too sexy.
No. It's not. So what is happening right now that this is such a conspiracy about?
Well, if you just look, so most people, when they talk about conspiracies, they talk about how 9/11 was an inside job, or they talk about how, Stanley Kubrick, faked the moon landing and all this kind of outlandish stuff. This is something that's actually real and has been happening over the last 15, 20 years. And if you look at, international businesses like Halliburton, Walmart, all that kind of stuff, companies that have GDP or have revenues that exceed GDPs of most countries, this completely plays into their wheelhouse.
So what do you think they're doing with their money? All these corporations.
I think rich people look at money as power and not money. It's a means to an end. It allows them to secure their position in the world. It allows them to further their own interests. I don't think it's a conspiracy so much as a cabal, right? So associations of people with competing interests who happen to merge at times, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that, they say these corporations are taking all their money and then, hiding it overseas and then taking the interest and then, washing it through that and not paying taxes. What do you think these corporations are really doing with this money?
Furthering their own interest.
Yeah, but how so? Like, what's a specific example of this?
Well, there's a couple specific examples. So you look in the oil and gas sector, you see that you have, companies such as Stat Oil or Halliburton, Big Red, that everywhere they're involved, where there's oil and gas stuff, right, you see them having a heavy hand in what's going on. Look at what's going on down in Venezuela right now. Venezuela decided, 2 years ago to nationalize all the oil and gas. I think it was BP who lost their shirt on that. Now Venezuela's on the brink of civil war.
And it's over oil and gas is what you think?
I think that has a large part to do with it, yes.
Okay. Yeah, because a lot of people are saying it was their election. Like the last election was bullshit, that it was a sham.
Oh, it was. So it is a convenient point. It's a, what's that phrase? It's a misfortune for someone to take advantage of, right?
Right.
So you have these oil and gas companies who lost their shirt when they nationalized everything down there. There's tons of oil reserves down there that are extremely easy to get out of the ground. So if you look at like the Middle East, the break-even point for bringing a barrel of petroleum out of the ground in the Middle East is, I think, like $10. You look at the Bakken, the break-even point for pulling a barrel out there is, I don't know, I think $65, $70 a barrel. In Venezuela, the break-even point is, I think it's somewhere around $30, $35 a barrel.
Okay.
So it's a lot easier to do business in Venezuela than it is to do business in the Middle East. Because in the Middle East, you're dealing with, despots and essentially, one person government.
Right.
So you foment discontent down in Venezuela, and they're able to pull gas and stuff out of there a lot cheaper than they are out of the Bakken. And they don't have to deal with all the nuttiness that goes on in the Middle East in the form of insurgencies and all that other craziness.
Sure. So who do you think put that president in power then in Venezuela?
I think he's. Which one are you talking about?
The recent election that just happened. Who does
Chavez's lieutenant?
Yeah. Who does that serve? Besides, himself.
I think he's kind of a puppet in the sense that I'm having a hard time putting this into words. So he's kind of a puppet in the sense he doesn't recognize the forces he's dealing with, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
So he's a guy who may be coming, not that I have any love for commies, but he's a guy coming from a viewpoint of wanting to feather his own nest and potentially do something for his own people. And, real power is wielded by people who don't who aren't recognized as wielding power, right? So if you have to go around telling people that you're in charge, you're not really in charge.
Okay. All right.
So, you know, he's a guy he's kind of picked a fight that he doesn't realize he's in.
Gotcha. All right,
Not
Nick.
that I have any love for that commie.
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, cool, man. Well, look, dude, we're just blasting away calling people, so I appreciate you taking time out of your night tonight and chatting with us.
Yep. Thanks a lot for calling, man.
Awesome, man. Take care, Nick. Tell your wife I said goodbye.
All right, take care.
All right, bye.
Who is this?
This is Ross Patterson. Who is this? Is this Meg
Are
Claiborne?
you serious?
This is.
Wait, hold on. It's a podcast thing calling me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm with my friends. We're in Austin.
Oh, you're in Austin, Texas?
Yes.
Fuck, that's great, dude. Austin's a blast.
Yeah. No, I love it. Y'all should move here because you talked about doing the Black Rifle Coffee thing.
I know. Look, I told those guys if they moved there, I'd move to Austin. That's how much I love Austin.
You should do that.
Big fan, Meg. I love Austin. Look, as you know, we're doing a conspiracy theory episode tonight.
Yeah.
What is your favorite conspiracy theory?
It's the one that we all come from aliens, and it like explains all of the different historical things, like with how Jesus came back from the dead and how that other biblical guy lived for 800 years, and whatever the stories are, then they're all explained that basically we all share DNA with aliens, and it's nuts. It's crazy. But it's hilarious, and it's so intricate, and it entertains me.
So do you think
Jesus
was an alien?
Well, according to this conspiracy theory.
Well, look,
then,
do you believe in it?
I don't know about that, but according to the actual theory, it's that Mary's immaculate conception happened from artificial insemination.
Really? This one I've never heard. This one I've never heard of. So
yeah. Look up this author named it's not coming to me. I'm sorry. I'll Facebook message it to you. But there's these whole books about it, and it's crazy. It's very intricate. It even goes so far as to the JFK conspiracies. It links them all together.
You're saying aliens did all of this, that like they created all of this?
No, that the government is hiding things to hide the fact that we all come from these aliens.
Okay. And what do you believe?
I'm not mostly agnostic, theist. Maybe it's true. I can't say it's not.
Okay.
But I can't say that it is either. I just find it really fascinating that people truly believe this, just like I find it fascinating that people truly believe in the Bible, which I find a interesting historical history book, but not necessarily accurate.
Yeah, it's funny. As a kid, I grew up. My parents took me to Catholic church. I did the whole communion. I did all of it. I did the classes. Then as I got older, and again, a lot of my friends are in the military. You hear their stories, and you hear so much fucked up shit. You're like, man, could a God really exist to let all this horrific shit go on all the time? So I kind of got away from it, and then you start thinking about the Bible. It's like, is that a retold story for 3,000 years? Is it a giant game of telephone? I don't know. I don't know the answer either way. I don't shit on people for whatever they believe in.
No, of course not.
Yeah. But I'm the same way, where it's like I don't really believe in too much. Look, that aliens created Jesus would be a little much for me. That would be rad, but
I just find it a really fascinating
Same
theory,
here.
and the fact that it supports so many, like everything from 9/11 to JFK to how Jesus walked on water to how to just so many different things.
How did aliens affect 9/11?
Well, it just all goes back to the same. I wish I would have read up on it so I could have these answers fresh for you. I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But basically, it just goes back to it's still a good versus evil kind of situation, and some people don't want everyone to know about this thing that we all come from, and then other people want to uncover the mystery and feel that human beings have this right to know where we all come from. So I that's kind of the Reader's Digest version.
All right, Meg. All right. We've had a couple calls tonight about aliens.
Okay.
I'm in the camp. Look, because I'm not gonna shit on your theory, and I don't want you to think that when we hang up, I'm gonna fucking throw you to the wolves, because I'm not. I'm in the camp that aliens are real.
I will say, as far as my concrete beliefs go, then there has to be aliens. Do we all come from them? Do you all come from Planet X or Nibiru or whatever it is? I don't fucking know.
What was that planet you called it?
Nibiru? That's what they say.
No way. It's called
Yes.
Nibiru?
Yes.
I like
Jim
that,
Mars.
Meg.
That was the name of the author. Jim Mars. JIMMARRS.
Okay. Well, I'll look up Nibiru. I'll look up Jim Mars.
Okay.
But I'm down with I'm down with aliens. I believe they exist.
Cool. Me too.
That they caused 9/11 and Jesus and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm giving you a terrible rendition of how they're all related, and so maybe if you in your research fill in the blanks. We're Facebook friends, so
sure.
I'll try to fill in the blanks sometime in the next 12 hours or so. I don't know when
take your time and send it to me, and then because I'd love to read up on it. We've been calling people tonight, and it's really fun. There's been some super interesting ones tonight. Some ones that I definitely want to look up after the show, where it's like, wait, what?
Are y'all in the middle of the show right now?
Yeah. So I'm in the middle of it right now. I'm probably halfway down the list of calling people, and so we've been alien heavy so far, like a lot of aliens. But there's been some other weird shit where you're like, wait, what? You'll have to listen to the show on Monday, but
I will.
Yeah, it's fun. This is definitely a fun one. I appreciate you taking time out of your Saturday evening for me. And
I appreciate you calling me. I was just doing dog tricks in like the middle of this Austin busy road full of bars. Like we're at the Domain, and I put my dog on a box to take pictures with my friend, and my phone starts calling with this unidentified number.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know it's not someone asking me for money on a Saturday night.
No, not this late. Yeah, not this late.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate it, Megan. I'll let you go back to taking pictures of your dog.
I appreciate that.
We love you. And thanks for listening to the Drinkin Bros Podcast.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys.
All right. Take care. Bye, Meg.
Hello?
Hey, is this Willie Duvall?
Holy shit.
What's up, dude? It's Ross Patterson. How are you?
What's up, brother?
What are you doing?
Actually drinking some Smithwick's Irish beer and have a big old stogie from a local place.
All right, dude, check out Warfighter Tobacco. Check out Warfighter Tobacco cigars.
Well, actually, I actually got this one from a fellow drinking bro at Battleground Cigars.
Oh, nice. All right. We'll allow it. We will allow it. Willie, we're talking conspiracy theories tonight. What was this thing? So on here, you wrote about the anal probings in the Air Force. Is that real?
Well, there's been tons and tons and tons of conspiracies over the last 50 years over it. And
wait, so wait, this is real?
I believe so.
So you think the Air Force is who are they probing?
Oh, you really want to know? They're probing rednecks.
Really?
Because we're the only people smart enough to handle the real world. We don't cry when we stub our toe or when somebody tries to take away our rights. We just move around it, kind of like high-speed soldiers.
Okay, so how are they getting a hold of people to do these probings?
I don't know. In my opinion, probably wait until we're all drunk and then just abduct us.
And this is on base or off base, like you're like civilians, or you're in the Air Force?
Oh no, I'm not in the Air Force. I'm an old school 13 Foxtrot. I was in the Army.
Okay, cool. So how is the Air Force getting a hold of these people to probe, and why probe them anally?
I don't know why they probe them anally. I think it has to do with just fucking with the population. I mean, it is the Air Force.
Sure. And this is something you truly believe.
Well, there's too much technology that the government hides from us. It just kind of seems that it's too convenient that, you know, the U.S. government hides all kinds of things from us for whatever reason. And for the life of me, maybe they just don't think we're ready to know the truth. So they just let what happened happen to rednecks and get the village people. Hell, I don't know.
Okay,
but you know.
Yeah, look, this is definitely the most interesting one I've heard tonight. I'm going down the list calling people. The fact that the Air Force is taking people to anally probe them to find out why some humans are better than others is definitely at the top of the list. I'm not making fun of you, obviously. Although I definitely could, but and anything that anybody believes in, I'm definitely willing to hear them out. I guess again, my overall question would be why.
Well, I think they grabbed the technology from outside of our planet, to be specific, and just doing their thing. They've been doing it since what, the 50s?
So you think the Air Force has technology from outside of the planet that they're using on humans that they've gotten? Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So like from like Roswell, like alien landings or things like that, or how what was their method of gaining this technology?
Well, you got the battle for Los Angeles from way back in like mid 40s, and it's just a single picture. That was what started the UFO craze. And then you had the Roswell incident that the military just apparently had no idea how to cover up at the time. And then too many numerous sightings, and then all of a sudden, about 30 years ago-ish, technology took a giant 5-decade leap forward. Kind of hard to say that it didn't happen for a reason.
Sure. No, look, I'm with the alien conspiracy. Anally probing random people might be a stretch for me personally. But I think, they have taken some technology from the alien landings and things like that and used for aeronautics and stuff like that. But the probings is a new one, but I enjoy this theory. And the fact that this is out there and that you think about it is awesome. On the flip side, I will say this: you're also the person that hits me up about Alabama football all the time.
Oh yeah, and honestly, I only do it because you're such a diehard Buckeyes fan. But I know you're from the South. You kind of traded the opposite direction of the Mason-Dixon line there, buddy.
Yeah. I will say this: here's my conspiracy theory, and it's about the SEC football.
Okay.
My conspiracy theory is this: I never think Alabama is that great. I know you'll disagree with me on this. I think Saban is great. I think college football is all about the greatest coaches, and I think Nick Saban and Urban Meyer are the two greatest college football coaches there is. Therefore, they'll always be at the top of the list. They're always going to get the best recruits. But like, a bunch of people hazed me about last year about Clemson shutting out Ohio State. I thought Clemson was the best football team last year, and I thought we were too young, and I don't necessarily know that we deserved to make the playoffs last year. But we did, and that's part of my conspiracy theory. Same with Alabama. I don't think Alabama's hasn't been like a truly, truly dominant force. They can never seem to have a quarterback to me. That is really like a great downfield passer. Like you guys have Jalen Hurts now, and he's fine, but he can't really throw that great. And he's more of a runner. And who is the white kid who was your quarterback who won a title? Was it McCarron?
Are you talking about the new guy?
No, was it AJ McCarron a couple years back who won the title?
Yeah, AJ McCarron.
Yeah, like even him. To me, he was just okay. He was just good enough to win a title, but I think there's a lot of SEC bias. That's my conspiracy theory. A lot of SEC bias.
Well, let me weigh in on that, and I'll only weigh in one small part that really close to my heart on with the SEC. And the reason why I think this is because down here in the South, we're a bunch of cornbread fed folks. I mean, we're country folks for the most part.
Yeah.
Even if we live in a city like Atlanta, we're still cornbread fed.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people, especially out west, Pac-10 and up north and, Ohio, a lot of those people have never been hit so hard on just simple tackle. And and I think once you get cornbread fed folks like Alabama, even to some respect Auburn, but mostly Alabama, when they start running the ball and someone gets their head smashed in, I think it's it's a wake up call because they haven't been hit that hard.
I tend to go the opposite with this, and I think it's the weather. I think the difference between because like you take the Pac-10. Pac-10, you're playing in great elements. Like they have no fucking excuse. Like UCLA, USC, like it's sunny every goddamn day in Los Angeles. Like you have no reason to not have the best people. Same with like the SEC because the weather's always warm enough to play football. Where I think up north in like Ohio State's and all of the Big Ten schools, it's cold. So like if you play the national title game up north, I don't know that any of these SEC schools or Pac-10 schools could possibly survive. With the Big Ten schools, you've got to build your team around the weather. Simply for the fact of, look, it's going to be fucking cold half the goddamn season. So you've got to build your team differently. Whereas in the SEC, you don't have to worry about that. And then all the bowl games are now played in warm climate. So you're kind of just playing the same element over and over and over again. And I think that's the disadvantage of playing up north. And that's my one caveat to that. But look,
that's a hell of a good theory, man.
Yeah, I just think you have to build your team differently. But look, the Pac-10's got no excuse for being as shitty as they've been for a while. Because their weather's always great out there, and I lived out there, and it's like, dude, it's fucking easy, bro. But hey, Willie, I appreciate you being on the show, and super interesting theory. So. Look, this will air on Monday, and I'm curious as to how people will weigh in on this. Because in your thing, you wrote that Jared knows about this. So
yeah, that's only because he's Air Force, and I give him shit online because he is my Air Force equivalent to what the Army is.
Sure.
We have our own close air support forward observers, the JFOs, and then you got the JCAT for the Air Force. Marines got their own thing and all that shit. And I just give Jared shit online whether he sees it or not. I don't know if he does. But that's only because he's my equal, as it were, though he's got more years in than I did.
Okay.
I only did 6 years after duty. But my years, I got out in 2002. So, it is what it is.
I'll ask him. This is great. No, look, this was super fucking interesting. So I'm stoked to hear what everybody else thinks about this. And dude, I appreciate you answering the call, and I appreciate listening to the show, Willie. We're really grateful, man. Thank you.
All right, not a problem, man.
All right, have a great night.
All right, you too.
All right, bye, buddy.
Thanks, bye.
Hello.
Oh, raw.
Hello.
What's up? Is this Joe? Joe Baseman.
Is this the Big Dick Daddy Ross Patterson?
It is Ross Patterson, the Big Dick Daddy himself from Drinkin Bros. How you doing, man?
Oh my God, I'm good. I'm good. What's up, buddy?
So when I threw this net out here of like, hey, let's talk about our favorite conspiracy theories.
Okay.
You wrote in and said, "I'll be stoned / drinking," which is always interesting. Are both of those true right now?
Those are true. Those are very true.
That's great. Where I noticed it's a 614 number. So you're in Ohio?
I am.
We're at in Ohio.
I am. I'm in Central Ohio area, Newark.
Okay.
To be more precise.
Yeah, I went to the Ohio State University there. So.
Oh yeah.
I know Columbus really well. Yeah.
The Harvard of Ohio.
It really is. Newark. Newark is.
Yeah.
I fucking.
We got the huge Longenberger basket that nobody is in right now. So.
Yeah. A big fan, Joe. What do you got? What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
That everything is ran by a cartel, corporation, or union.
Okay, how so?
How so would be, for instance, everything's ran by a union. In Las Vegas, Ubers are illegal. So that's because of the taxi union.
Yep.
Out there.
Yep.
So that's the unions are ruling over that. Why can't you sell milk, raw milk, over state lines? Because of the dairy corporations don't want you to do that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Drug cartels. Why do they want why do they want marijuana to be illegal? That way the drug cartels are making their money.
Yeah, that I'll side with you on, because I don't understand why it's not legalized in every state. Like, I've lived in a few states now where it's legalized.
But then the side conspiracy on that is maybe the cartels have a hand in both businesses in that state.
Yeah, look, it would be a tough one in Colorado. Like, I was just in Colorado. Actually, I don't know. Maybe not. I was in Colorado recently.
Right.
Those are the most lax marijuana laws that I've seen. Los Angeles, you still have to go through the bullshit of getting a card through a medical doctor and pretending that you can't sleep or whatever the fuck they're going to diagnose you with to get the card. You pay that fee, which I don't know where that money goes. It's usually $45. Where's that $45 go? Don't know.
Some politician's pocket, man.
That's what I think. And then
that's what it is. It's some politician's pocket. But who owns the weed that's in that dispensary?
Yes.
That's the cartel. The cartel owns that weed that's in the dispensary, and they're paying politicians in other states to keep it illegal so they can make their money on the black market off of that weed.
Yeah, because look, it's illegal to grow in California. However, it's not illegal to sell it, for medical uses. So where is the weed coming from? That's a great question. Anything on a bigger level? Like Amazon. To me, I cited
the huge Facebook database that's being put in New Albany here in Ohio.
No, what's that? What's that one? I haven't heard this one.
Yeah, there's a Facebook database. They're gonna start building it in New Albany. It's like how much? What they say was like 100 acres or something like that, maybe more. I'm not exactly sure on the amount of the acreage, but yeah. So like they're saying that we don't store your data or anything like that. Well, then why you? But I guess with like the increasing amount of people putting
Video.
pictures and shit on there.
Yeah, because all that video's got to go somewhere. Yeah,
That way they can compile all their folders on you when they want to come get you.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Like, I remember on a very micro scale with films, doing a lot of films in LA, and we would always happen to be buying drives and servers to keep up to hold all this fucking footage that we were shooting. And I always thought to myself, I was like, God damn it, how the fuck did YouTube do it? And then I found out they were in debt for years and years and years, just because they were simply just trying to keep up with storage. But Facebook, I think Facebook's got everything on us, don't you think?
Yeah, I think they do. Dude, real quick, man. I was down there at Carolina Beach when you were down there over 4th of July weekend, man.
No shit.
Yeah.
Were you the one with the lesbians that was trying to get us to come out with the lesbians?
What? No, that would have been awesome.
Oh, there was somebody who hit up me and Matt. Matt comes out a lot, and vice versa.
I was down there. I remember I was walking down the street and I looked up at this condo and you were dumping out your keg bucket, and I was like, "Is that Ross? I don't know. That could be Ross." Let out
it was.
Don't be a douche about it.
It was me, dude. Did you didn't say anything?
Yeah, no. I was like, I don't want to be that guy. But
why not? I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I have a place down there right on the water.
I didn't want to fanboy out on you.
It's fine. I have a place right.
Because then I would have felt compelled to suck your dick, and then I would have had to come back and been like, "Why do I have jism on?
Yeah. What, man? Why did I suck his dick?
Like, right, and with the family and stuff,
Yeah, I have a place in town, and then I have that place in Carolina Beach. That I use it as an office that I write out of. I love it. I love it down there. By the way, are you a big fan of Carolina Beach?
My parents' beach house is the one that they made that SEAL Team 6 show.
No shit. Which one is it? Is it right near?
It's the one right next to the pier.
Oh, that yellow one?
No, the blue one.
Oh, the blue one.
Like the second one in from the beach access to drive your car out to.
No fucking way, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
That's really goddamn funny, man. I know that house.
Isn't it?
You're right around the corner from me.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Dude, next time you're in town, dude, and you see me on the balcony, don't be afraid. We'll smoke some weed. I always keep weed down there.
All right. Fuck yeah.
What's what are you smoking these days out in Ohio? How do you getting shit?
I don't know. I just get it from people. They just give it to
Any
me.
good? Is that any good or not?
I've only paid for weed like 3 times in my life.
All right.
And then I just steal it from my dad, or my buddy gives it to me. I don't know. I'm a mooch. I'm a mooch. I don't know.
Yeah. Now look, weed's definitely easy to come by.
That's right.
But that's really fucking
man.
funny.
I'm gonna get out of here because I'm gonna go play some beer pong. So.
You do that, dude. I appreciate you being on the show, Joe.
Hey, I love you, Ross.
Hey, so. I love you back. Have a great night, buddy. Good luck in beer pong.
Pal. All right, man.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
That was fucking awesome. It's really fucking funny. What a cool guy.
Yo, this is Tim.
Tim Morris.
Ross Patterson in the house.
Yes, dude. Hey,
how you doing?
You're live on Drinkin Bros Podcast, Tim.
Well, that's weird because I just poured myself a lead slingers. How you doing?
Do you really?
Yeah.
Look at this.
No joke.
It was funny when I saw you pop up here because we're going down the list now, calling people. I was like, shit, I just saw Tim Morris in Chicago last night.
Yeah, thanks for lunch.
Yeah. What's your
guy?
I'm an okay guy.
Right.
I'm an okay guy. Yeah, we had a nice lunch. Let me ask you, what's your favorite conspiracy theory, Tim?
Oh, it has to be UFOs. Yeah, for sure.
We've been alien. We've had a lot of aliens tonight.
I have a story to relate. I was fishing when I was in high school with my best buddy up in Washington. It was about 5 a.m, so no, we weren't drunk. We saw kind of a gray oval, kind of egg shape, kind of fly over our heads. We're like, what the fuck is that? When we were by Fairchild Air Force Base, we thought, that can't be anything experimental. And it went left to right, up and down, and then boom, it just disappeared. we're like, holy shit, did you see that? And my buddy's like, yeah, did you see that? Okay, we saw it. And yeah, so that was cool. That was my one experience. But I never been abducted or saw any aliens, though.
Well, let me ask you this: you're working on some footage for me right now for aliens and stuff. I wonder if your mind will be changed after, because a lot of people don't know. Tim Morris, to the audience, edits and stars in a lot of the Drinkin Bros news segments you see. Actually, I cross-posted you today on Drinkin Bros Podcast page. I just got back to Wilmington.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, you do all of those segments and all of that stuff for the Drinkin Bros community. And now you're working on an old interview I did in 2004 with the guy who was at Roswell during the space crash. So the alien thing fits up with it. Have you gotten to that footage yet?
Not quite. I'm almost there. But I've done a lot of research on that, and it has to be true. I mean, that's something.
That's what I think.
Nobody would just make that up, and you would, especially when you had the newspapers come out and then change their mind later. So that has to happen. I just can't believe nobody spoke up about it. I mean, maybe from the military guys that are old, and I know they all have an oath to hold up to, but not one of them just said, fuck it, here's what I saw. But,
yeah.
So, and don't the presidents know that? Maybe they're on a need to know and they don't tell the president. So, the truth has to come out. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I think. And like, dude, I'm with you on the Roswell one. I'll be interested in when you decode these tapes to see if what the audience thinks of this guy who I got stuck in his house interviewing for 3 hours about Roswell, who was there that night. I'll be curious as to what the audience thinks, but
yeah, I can't wait to see that. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Well, dude, I appreciate it. Tim Morris, ladies and gentlemen, check out the Drinkin Bros news. Tim does that, and yeah, man.
Bros news.
And
say hi to Jessie. How's she doing?
I will. She's great. And dude, you've got has your production page up? TMO Productions.
Yeah, TMO Video, all one word. TMOVIDEO.
Great. Yeah, on Instagram and Facebook, right?
Yeah, that's my handle for everything. You
Great.
got it.
Great. For the audience, yes, Tim is the OG Drinkin Bro. He's been there since the beginning. So, dude, Tim, appreciate you being on the show tonight, and I'll talk to you soon, my buddy.
All right, love you, Ross. Talk to you.
Love
later.
you too, man. I'll see you soon.
Hello.
Is this Cody?
Yes.
Cody Licklighter? Is that how you pronounce it?
Hey, what's up? Hey, guys.
Yo, this is Ross Patterson.
I'm going to put you on speakerphone, guys. It's Ross Patterson. Say what's up.
Hey, how are you?
Get your ass over here.
How you guys doing?
Dude, we're fucking awesome, man. We're doing a conspiracy theory episode.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're all sitting around a campfire being drunk. Hey, Ross.
Ooh.
Wait, that's my name.
Whose dog is that? That's a.
Patches? I don't know.
Is that Patches? Patches. Hey, Corey. For the sound of the show, you'll have to take us off speaker.
All right.
But we love you. We love everybody around the campfire.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Nothing, man. So, hey, we're doing a conspiracy theory episode. What do you got? What's your biggest conspiracy theory?
I ain't got no conspiracy theories, but I'm sure some of these guys do. Anybody got conspiracy theory? Here we go. I'm going to let you talk to... Here you go. What's going on, Ross?
Hey, this is Ross. What's your name?
Tyler.
Tyler, what's your last name?
Siegfried.
There we go. Tyler Siegfried. What's up, dude? How are you?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Dude, so what's your conspiracy theory?
I believe that the TSA does not hire veterans because they are more prone to be radicalized by Islam.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I actually was helping some guy move today, and he actually believed that 100%. He talked to me about it, and I believe it.
Okay, so explain the reasoning behind this.
Well, because veterans spend a lot of their time overseas, and they get contacts with people overseas because we work with the locals or whatever, and they get out and they still have these contacts with local people in the Middle East, and
it's they go to join the TSA and they get radicalized by these the nationals that they know overseas, and the TSA hires them and they become radicalized, and then they end up letting things pass through, and that's what happens.
No shit. And so you believe this? You're in on this?
Well, so I didn't. I've never heard about this before, but I was helping some guy move today, and he goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "I don't think you should join the TSA because of all the radicalized veterans." And I was like, "Well, what are you talking about?" And he told me about it, and I was like, "Well, that makes sense because we make contacts over there."
Shit. Look, you could have uncovered something massive tonight.
Anybody else? Yeah, I'd be all. I mean, the TSA doesn't do their fucking job anyway, so.
That's great. Hey, dude, tell Patches to shut the fuck up. I can hear Patches.
Hey, Patches. Ross said shut the fuck up. Oh, somebody said they don't give a shit what you said, Ross. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's fine. Dude, Tyler, I appreciate you being on the show, man. Tell everybody we said hello.
All right, man, I will. We're doing a hashtag Courtney Rocks meetup tonight.
That's fucking great, dude. Tell everybody.
Yeah, with Zima.
No, who's got Zima there?
Cody has Zima.
God damn it. Tell Cody I love him and I appreciate it, dude.
Cody, he says he loves you.
Oh, love you too.
Here, he wants to talk to you.
All right.
Hey, what's up?
Cody, the Zima and the jolliest, dude. I'm appreciative of that. I love that. I love that shit.
Oh, it's good.
So hey,
I feel like I'm 15 again drinking this stuff.
Well, you should. You're gonna fuck like you're 15 again tonight.
I hope so.
Who are you with? You're with a bunch of Drinkin Bros tonight?
Yeah. Ross, what's your last name? Downing. I'm with Ross Downing, Tyler Siegfried, Lisa Nera.
Yes.
Okay.
Mark Zahner. Kate and Jeremy Young. And I was with Brandon Parks earlier.
Awesome, man. Well, dude, how did you guys meet up tonight? What was the get together for?
We were all joking about getting together on a Drinkin Bros Northeast Ohio, and I said, "Hey, we can host it at my house if you guys want." And then we set up a time and date, and we all came over.
Dude, that's fucking awesome, man. That's awesome. And you guys are just chilling, raging tonight.
Oh yeah.
It's so great. That's so great. That's why we do this fucking show.
That's
dude.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, man. Well, dude, please thank everybody over there for being on the show and listening, and we love you guys.
I love you guys too. You guys have a good night.
All right, you too, Cody.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello?
Is this Ibrahima?
Hey, what's up?
Dude, this is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros.
Dude, what the fuck, bro?
What's up, man?
So I was actually expecting you to, I was hoping you would fucking call me, dude. It's just fucking awesome, bro.
Well, dude, thanks for being on the show. You're on air with us now. We're calling about conspiracy theories. What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
All right, I think JFK was killed by the CIA because he didn't want to fucking do whatever the fuck they wanted to do. So the CIA runs the government, right?
Right.
From within. And the fucking feds and shit just run the government from within and control shit. And no one ever knows about it because they don't fucking talk about it. If anyone wants to talk about it, they just get killed and shit up.
Yeah, this one, I lean with you on this one. I think that he was definitely killed by our own government. My one question is this. How do you explain the Jack Ruby element?
See, I think they freaking all right, they felt like someone was about to talk or whatever, and so they had a no-name dude kill him and then kill him, just keep killing people until someone they could trust just would be the last person to kill someone that could say something. You get what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
confusing and shit at the same time, but yeah.
Yeah, because look, Jack Ruby ended up in prison and alive for a very long time. I'm surprised he never flipped or said anything if that was the case. I guess that's my one surprise behind this. Because Oswald, he got killed right afterwards, and it was all right, great, get rid of that guy. But Jack Ruby's the weird one to me, where it's why keep him alive after all this?
Hey, some people would just take a bullet for it. All right. So
literally,
it was back in the 80s. There was this dude that worked for Reagan that had the whole Iran-Contra affair. And then he got he was in the military. I can't remember his name right now. It was on like an episode of American Dad, and then he was like, freaking, what was it? Yeah, he had done some Iran-Contra drill or whatever, and then he stayed in, and then they kicked him out of the army and shit, and then demoted him or whatever. But as soon as another president came in, he got pardoned, because they knew, like, they would be taken care of as long as they took, like, they bit the bullet kind of sort of thing, right?
Sure.
So that could be it. Maybe he had a fucking awesome life in prison or whatever, got taken care of, his family got taken care of, and shit. Like, they paid his family's, like, affairs or whatever for the rest of their life. Could be anything, man. The government works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I you know what would be an interesting interview is to interview somebody who worked inside the jail where Jack Ruby was to see if he ever said anything. Or to find out how he was treated, so that way you would know if it was your theory supports it. But either way, it's super interesting, and yeah, I appreciate you being on the show tonight, man.
Can I say something real quick before you guys go?
Fuck yeah.
I actually planned about this. Like, I thought about it, like, what I'm going to say if you guys did call, and I fucking get the opportunity. So if you bear with me, hey, you guys are awesome, man. I fucking love everything you guys do. Fucking love the military, cops, everything, man. You guys are awesome. Keep doing what you guys do. And I hope you come to Fort Knox, Kentucky. Not a big post, but you guys usually go to Campbell. But, like, it's not too far away. But if you can come down to Fort Knox, Kentucky, I'll be, like, probably the first fucking in line to come see you guys. Anytime you get a chance, man.
Man, yo, I certainly appreciate it. I know Matt and Evan and Jared and fucking Rocco appreciate it. And man, thanks for listening to the show and just being fucking cool, man, and being a drinking bro. We appreciate it, man.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. You have a great night.
All right, you too, man.
All right, bye, buddy. What a cool guy. What a fucking rad dude. Ibrahima was the shit.
Hello?
Jonathan.
Speaking.
This is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros Podcast.
That's fucking awesome.
Dude, I didn't think you were going to answer. That was the fourth ringer where I was like, man, this is going to voicemail. Dude, hey, thanks for fucking writing in. I know we just threw up a blanket post that just said, hey, we're going to do an episode about conspiracy theories. I saw your name. Is it Jonathan Garelnick? Am I pronouncing that right? Garelnick. Okay, great. You know, it's funny. So the guy we just called right before you was talking about the Kennedy assassination. Then I saw yours, and you're saying because there was a second shooter at the Kennedy assassination, it was.
There's got to be. Ballistics don't add up. The math is wrong. JT even talked about it in one episode. It's all wrong.
He did. So what is your what are your facts behind that there is definitely a second shooter for the Kennedy assassination?
I just don't believe you can make that kind of shot with a average marksman with a shitty rifle. Especially not firing as fast as he did, or they said he did.
Did you ever see that special they did on the History Channel recently, where they had a shooter come and reenact that with the?
I don't actually own a TV, so.
Oh, really?
Or rather, I don't have channels on the TV. I have my Xbox. That's it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. There was a special on the History Channel. I want to say it was about 2 years ago, where they reenacted everything, body weight, all of that stuff, and they said the guy could definitely get the shots off.
Yeah, I think that the History Channel says whatever the History Channel wants to say.
Look, it's not out of the realm of possibilities because I completely believe that about CNN and the rest of them. So you maintain where was the second shooter on the grassy knoll then?
I don't know where the second shooter was, but I mean, grassy knoll was probably a good option. Any number of buildings. I mean, I'm sure there was other buildings with the proper line of sight and the proper ballistics. I just don't believe you can do that with someone who, my understanding is he didn't have a particularly high marksmanship score, and he had a really shitty Italian rifle.
Okay. I like that. So who do you think overall did this? Would you say it was the U.S. government?
Probably.
Yeah. Like that one, I'll say it's true. The U.S. government. I will contend that I think it was Oswald. Again, I got sucked into this History Channel doc, and it seemed real to me. So I don't know. I
The
contend.
other issue I have with it is everybody was killed off before they could talk about anything.
Yeah, it's funny. That's what the last guy said. So then let me ask you this. What about Jack Ruby? Why did they not kill Jack Ruby then?
I don't know.
Because he
Maybe he didn't know anything.
He ended up living in prison for years afterwards. He ended up dying in prison. But why not kill him too? So you think that was totally random of like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go and kill Oswald and like I really don't give a shit what the repercussions are?
No, I think it was more like someone they could honestly you could buy an assassination in the U.S. for $1,000 from a druggie on the street, but
sure.
Hold on a second. What? Yeah. But I mean, either he was paid off, or his family was threatened, or someone convinced him to do it. But I don't think he actually knew anything. Otherwise, they probably would have killed him.
Okay. All right. Look, I like this. We've had we've been a lot of aliens tonight, a couple JFKs. Like, I'm down with this. I appreciate you taking the time.
Aliens are real too, but I don't really have time to go into that.
No.
I think it's funny though that if things had worked out differently, I would have been sitting in a bar with JT when he called me.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I live in Houston. I'm actually on a family event in DC, but
that's
JT's
really
in Houston
funny.
Tonight,
Yeah, he's
getting fucked up like a mile away from my house, and my roommate's going to that.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So Jared hit me up. He's in Houston. I was in Chicago, and I think Matt was in LA. And we've had these different sightings like all over. I was with I saw Tim Morris from Drinkin Bros the other night, and I was like, yeah, that's really fucking funny. Well, dude,
it was awesome talking to you, but my family's doing this escape room thing. I'm about to go be blindfolded and handcuffed. So
look, why not? Go get back to the escape room. That's the best excuse ever.
Night. What else am I supposed to do?
Yeah, what else are you supposed to do? Thanks for being on the show tonight, Jonathan.
Okay, I'll good to talk to you. I'll be sure to listen to the show.
All right, cool, man. Take care.
Okay,
bye. Hey, man, I gotta go. My family's doing an escape room thing where I'm about to be blindfolded and then handcuffed. I gotta get out of here. I want to be a part of whatever Jonathan's family's fucking doing. I don't know what an escape room is, but that's awesome. All right. This is what happens when you do a show super late on Saturday night and just you've had a few drinks and you just call people.
Hello?
Hi, is this Killian Flint?
Speaking.
Killian Flint, this is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros Podcast. How are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
Boom, boom.
Hey, dude, pause the movie. Bro, Ross Patterson. Oh, shit. Hey, man. Hey, we're at BLC with the Army right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, that's great, man. Hey, so tonight we're doing a conspiracy theory episode. What's your conspiracy theory? What do you got for us?
What's the conspiracy theory? I don't know. I kind of think skunk apes are real in Florida. It's like the Florida version of Sasquatch.
Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat that one more time.
Yeah, like Sasquatch in Florida. There's like a big conspiracy about it, and they call them skunk apes.
And but you think it's Sasquatch?
Kind of, yeah.
Look, no, look, we're not making fun of anybody's beliefs, but because look, we've had a lot of wild shit tonight, but so the Sasquatch thing I'm torn on. I haven't seen. I'm surprised in this day and age nobody's gotten any real footage.
No, I messed up. All right, we got to do something better than that.
No. Look, it's fine, but like, look, you can counter this. Like, I just think in the day and age of cell phone, like somebody would have some footage on Bigfoot, right?
Heard that? Yeah. We definitely should have done better than this. I think we dropped the ball on this one. I think Rush going to call us.
Really?
We talked about it in class earlier. All we've been saying all day is, "You're welcome for my survey."
Oh yeah, and the Gene Vandenham voice.
Yeah, that part's 100% accurate.
That's fucking awesome. Well, look. I'll take the Sasquatch. I'll definitely take the Sasquatch for sure. Like, you're the first person who said Sasquatch tonight, so I'm down with that.
Outstanding. Yeah. I guess we made the cut.
Yeah, and what I will say to you tonight, as Gene Vandenham, is it was then that I carried you.
Holy shit.
So, dude, Killian, thanks for being on the show. I appreciate you calling us. And Sasquatch, we're going Sasquatch. I like that a lot. All right, Sasquatch. All right, take care, buddy.
Later, man.
You too, brother.
See ya. You ever look at somebody's profile pic and they just got a sweet profile pic and you're like, dude, I bet this would be a sweet conversation? Jeremy Gray answers, I bet it's a sweet conversation.
Hello?
Is this Jeremy Gray?
Oh, yes, it is.
This is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros Podcast.
What's going on, brother?
Yo, how are you, man?
Not too shabby.
I was telling right before you hopped on, I was like, dude, you have a sweet profile pic. And if like, I was like, this call is going to be outstanding because you have a sweet profile pic. Like, I know it.
I'll do what I can.
So, as you know, we got a conspiracy theory episode tonight. What's your conspiracy theory?
Well, I don't know if it's been mentioned before or where I am in the order here. But I'm going with the classic, the JFK assassination.
You know, we've had 2 or 3 JFKs tonight. What do you got on this? What's your theory?
Well, I mean, my interest in it started in high school. I had a pretty sweet history teacher. He'd went over the whole thing in depth, like who it could be, mob, CIA, and stuff like that. But then that show that Marty Scoveland Jr. did for History Channel, brought a new light to it. And it was pretty sweet seeing more stuff that's into it.
Yeah. So what is your overall theory?
Ooh, I mean,
second shooter.
I don't really have a solid, because I mean everything's so wishy-washy. So I'm kind of seeing if it plays out more, see what more information comes in. I like to have as much information as I can before I make a solid decision. But I mean, it's crazy. The Russians have anything to do with it? It's all up in the air for me.
So we've had a like I said, 2 or 3 calls about JFK tonight, and I'll say this. So because I've never said my full theory, and here's what I think. I think Oswald did it alone. I think his shot was fine. I think that was real. However, I think the government set him up and put him in place to do that. The one that I think Jack Ruby was on an accident. I think he was just a fucking dude who was super America and, blew this guy away, not realizing they would want the info or anything else. Otherwise, why not kill Jack Ruby? Because Jack Ruby ended up, in prison for years and then ended up dying in prison. He could have outed any conspiracy they thought.
Oh yeah. And knowing that's my theory on it as well.
I don't think there was I don't think there was a second shooter. I think it was him on his own, but I think the government definitely had him killed for whatever reason.
Yeah. And with the whole Russian side of things, I mean, Lee Harvey Oswald, he was a member of the Communist Party. He had a bunch of links that kind of pointed that way. So yeah, he could have. I fully believe he could totally be the shooter, but he might have had some extracurricular government coming in and helping set him up.
Okay. I'm down with that. This lives in my world. I'll accept that. The second shooter thing I don't think happened. The Jack Ruby not saying anything and dying in prison, to me that didn't happen. But I'll be curious in the audience's thought. Either way, I want to say thank you for being on the show and
appreciate it.
And let me spend stealing a couple minutes of your Saturday night from you.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Awesome, man. Well, have a great night.
All right, you too, boss.
All right, bye, buddy.
All right, bye.
Is this Timothy Boren?
Yes, it is.
This is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros Podcast.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good.
Am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Timothy Boren?
Sure, Tim or Timothy.
All right, but it is Boren, right?
Oh yeah.
Look, have you ever gone by the nickname the Boren Supremacy at all?
No, but I guarantee if you want to call me that, I'll definitely go by that.
Yes, dude. If anybody sees Timothy Boren, it's the Boren Supremacy from now on. Look, on Drinkin Bros tonight, we're doing conspiracy theory episode. What's your greatest conspiracy theory? What do you got?
Probably the normal one, the JFK assassination.
You know, so we've had a couple calls about JFK tonight. What do you think?
I don't think it's as big as everybody thinks it was. I think it was one man, and he was just a kick-ass shot, and that's it.
But do you think it was Oswald?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yes. So all right, I'm with you. Did you watch that history documentary they did on History Channel a couple years ago? No,
I missed that.
They did a recreation with like the exact weights, winds, all that other bullshit, and like to me it seemed real, and it seemed as if Oswald did it alone. A couple calls before you, somebody said no, there's no way it was Oswald. But you're saying it definitely was him, and that's the conspiracy of like, hey man, there is no fucking conspiracy on this goddamn thing.
Yeah, everybody tried to dig too deep for shit, and it's right there in the open.
Yeah, that's what I'm with you on this. I think, look, I think the government had something to do with his murder and the assassination because they wanted him out of there. However, I do think it was Oswald who did actually pull the trigger and do it. But you know, murdering him and all that shit. Are you saying it's just a stranger though? Like Oswald just did it just to do it?
No. There was definitely the conspiracy part is who the hell paid Oswald to do it, or let him to do it. So.
Okay. All right. Well, dude, Timothy, I appreciate it, man. Where are we calling tonight? Where are you at?
St. Louis, Missouri, home of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Hell yeah. That shit, man. I went to a World Series there a few years ago. You guys played the Texas Rangers.
Oh yeah, that's one we won, so that's an awesome
experience. You did. I went to I want to say it was game 5 or game 6, but dude, Cardinals fans are fucking legit, man. Most knowledgeable baseball fans in the world.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Hey man, thanks for being on the show. I appreciate it, man.
Oh, anytime. You take care, sir.
All right, you too.
All right.
Bye-bye. Man, these rings are weird tonight.
Hello.
Hey, is this Adam Farber?
Yes.
This is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros Podcast. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Dude, it's fucking awesome, man. We're doing a conspiracy theory episode tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah, what's your favorite conspiracy theory you got for us?
My favorite conspiracy theory is that the moon landing was staged.
Oh, this one I'm a big fan of. All right, tell me why, and tell me, do you think who did it?
I think why? Because the amount of energy that is required to leave Earth's atmosphere is astronomical. I mean, the size of Earth itself is so large, and the gravitational force, I don't think anyone could survive rocketing to the moon with enough energy to survive and then get back, because the moon itself is large. So how do you pack so much fuel that you can get off the surface of the moon to get back to Earth? So, and then I just think it was something to distract us from the Cold War and all of the bullshit going on with Cuba Missile Crisis / trying to win the Cold War with Russia.
Right. So, all right. So the moon landing was what, in 1969?
Yeah. That's when we made it to the moon the first time.
Right. And you're saying it was staged. Who do you think did it? Are you under the Stanley Kubrick theory?
No, I don't think. No. I think the government did it, and they did it for propaganda purposes, to set up the fact that hey, look, we said we were going to get to the moon. Kennedy said we were going to get to the moon. You guys loved Kennedy. We killed Kennedy. So now we need to do something that he said we would do to make you guys happy so you could stop, fucking us over the Vietnam War and the whole Cold War crisis.
Man, you know what? I'm a big fan. Nobody's said this one tonight. We've had quite a few calls. Nobody's said this one tonight. I like this a lot.
Really?
Yeah. So
I thought this was pretty strong conspiracy.
No, we've had a lot of aliens, a lot of JFKs, but not this one. So, do you think it was like Hollywood footage that was shot?
I think, no. Knowing what I know about the government, I think they were able to procure some studio space and just put some good footage together.
No shit. Wow.
The moon has no atmosphere, so how do you get a ripple effect on a flag?
That's true. The other part is the fuel thing. I never thought about that. Like, yeah, you have enough fuel to leave Earth, but not because you can't refuel up there at that time, right?
Like, you can't make fuel, right? Like, no one's up there. There's no Sunoco on the moon, so you can go fill up your lunar modular with gas to take you back to Earth.
Yeah. I guess let me rephrase then. What I meant was, like today, there's space stations and all that shit up there, so you can go and refuel and repairs and other things like that. But I guess there wasn't at that time for the moon, right? So, how did you get back?
How do you escape moon's gravity to make it so you can get back to Earth?
Wow, I like this one. You came with a strong one tonight, Adam, and I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you, Ross.
Well, hey, dude, I appreciate you listening to the show, and I appreciate you being on this Saturday night.
Hey, I appreciate you doing what you do, man. I love it.
Awesome, man. Hey, we love you, and I'll be curious the audience's responses to the moon landing fakes. Let us know. Let us know on the message board. This is a good one. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks. Yeah, no problem.
All right, take care.
Cheers.
Hello?
Hi, is this Cherish Butler?
This is her.
This is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros Podcast. How are you?
Oh, hey. I think you guys would actually call me.
Yeah. Look, we're doing a conspiracy theory episode tonight. So, I've gotten really fucking far down this list. I've probably called 40 people at this point. What is your favorite conspiracy theory?
Well, I don't know if it'd really be a conspiracy theory, but sorry, I just came outside because I had to put my kids to bed and they're really loud.
Yeah, no worries.
It's sort of like medical stuff and like giving kids shots like when they're babies and stuff. I don't really like to call it a conspiracy theory, but it's sort of like a really controversial topic.
Yeah, vaccinations. Vaccinations.
Yeah.
Yep. So what is your theory behind it? That they're necessary or unnecessary?
I think like most of them are unnecessary, just because I've talked to tons of doctors. My husband actually got really sick from his. I grew up like in a really crazy family that my mom and dad sort of like the cult, so we just never got them. So I didn't even think twice about them until I had kids, and I was like, oh wait, this is a thing.
Sure.
And so when my husband got really sick and everything, he was in the military, and then he had to be discharged because of his illness. But yeah, I started reading into him, talking to a bunch of doctors, and all his doctors were like, we don't know what caused them. And then a few doctors were like, well, maybe it's because of his shots and this and that. And so it just opened my eyes into the whole thing. And I think a lot of people just don't really look into them, and then it, it can hurt some people, and nobody like wants to even say that's why. And online, if any mom dares say anything like, oh, my kid got sick after their shots, they're so attacked. And I'm just like, can't we just have a conversation without everybody, yelling and calling names and just being like, well, doctor went to school for 10 years, so automatically he knows everything. And I have nothing against doctors. I take my kids to the doctor and they're sick. I have some, my family growing up, they thought, doctors were bad. And I'm like, no, they're here to like help us. And now that my husband's sick and he has to see the doctor all the time, it's definitely like a lifesaver. So, yeah, I just wish like the conversation could be more open without being automatically attacked. And so, like, I can't even talk to my friends about it and any like being like, hey, what do you guys think? Without being like, get your shots, you're going to kill your kids. And I have 3 kids and I'm actually pregnant. I haven't told anyone. I actually just found out. But
okay, so let me ask you this: since you do have children, did you give them the proper vaccinations, or did you say no?
No, none of my children have ever been vaccinated, not for anything. And my kid, the funny thing is they're never, ever sick. Like my one kid, youngest, just got strep, took her to the doctor. She took her medication, was gone in like a day. They get maybe a runny nose. They've all had chicken pox. And I didn't even know they actually had it. They had a fever and I was like, what's going on? I talked to my father-in-law's a PA. So I was like, what's going on with the kids? And he looked at him. He's like, oh, they have chicken pox. I'm like, what? I actually had shingles and I gave it to them. I didn't know that was a thing.
No, I didn't either because I've had them. How old are you?
I'm 25. I first got them when I was 12 and I've had them 3 times since then. So.
Wow.
I got chicken pox when I was a tiny child. And then I got shingles a bunch. Like I said, I grew up in a crazy family and my parents were really abusive. And I think that's why I got them so young because of how my parents were just horrible. So I think the stress and everything is like a 12-year-old child, I got them. And my mom took me to the doctor, like the first time I went to the doctor in my life. And he's like, oh, she has the shingles. I'm like, 12-year-olds don't get shingles.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate you doing the show, and I appreciate you letting us call you on a Saturday night because the vaccination one is super controversial.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So look, I don't know what the right answer is, and I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to pretend to know. But it's an interesting theory on both sides of the argument. So I appreciate you being on the show and talking about this.
Yeah, and you guys are awesome. And tell Jables she's the best. And I love you and everything, but she's sort of my favorite.
Oh, hey, no worries. Look,
because I relate to her so much about being like a mom and stuff. That she just seems like she'd get me. So.
Yeah, she's rad, and we have a blast on that show. So I appreciate it, and thank you so much for being on, and we love you. Have a great night.
You too.
All right, cool. Take care. Bye.
Hello?
Is this Joshua Phillips?
Yeah, this is Josh.
Yo, this is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros Podcast. How are you?
Not too bad, man. How are you guys?
I'm fucking rad, dude.
Right on.
We're doing a conspiracy theory episode tonight.
Yeah.
Who do you got? What's your conspiracy theory? I've had a few drinks. I've had a lot of drinks.
Right on.
Joshua, I've gotten through 40 people. I think I've called 40 people. So I've had a lot of drinks tonight. What's your conspiracy theory?
All right, man. So yeah, like the Roswell thing.
Yes.
I was thinking about that. Like they have the Marcel guy, and then also Mac Brazo. Like, they had all those photos with him, like showing some bullshit or whatever. But then he's trying to say that they had like a bunch of stuff that wasn't in the photos that they were trying to make him look bad or whatever.
So what do you think? What's your final theory on Roswell? Yes or no?
Yeah, man, I think it definitely happened.
I think.
They have some other evidence too, like there's that big rock that allegedly split in half or something, and then, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, look, the big rock, because I've been there in person, I've seen it. The big rock, I can't say for sure what split that thing. I can't. However, after interviewing that guy, I can tell you, like, look, if he was lying, an 80-year-old man and a super nice wife, and he was super nice, like, for 3 fucking hours in a room with a stranger, that would blow my mind. So I think Roswell is real as well. I do.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You got any other conspiracies, or is that your main one where you're like, yo, this is the one?
No, I mean that's my main one. Like any of the alien stuff is just super intriguing. That's why when you guys talked about having the interview and then the tapes you guys sent out to get looked at, man, that like had me going.
Yeah, look, hey, so the tapes were dropped off in Chicago yesterday. So they're doing them now. So as soon as we get the footage back, we'll air it, unless it's super fucked up, but we'll see.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, man, for sure.
All right, man. I appreciate it, Joshua. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, man, stay awesome.
Hey, we appreciate you listening.
Yep, see you.
Bye.
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Is this Burke?
Yeah, what's up, Mr. Patterson?
Yo, it's Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros Podcast. What are you doing, dude?
No, I was just watching a little TV. What's going on?
Yeah, what are you watching? What are you watching?
To get your call.
Yeah, what are you watching right now?
I'm doing a little Shazam, getting my music knowledge up.
What? Wait, shut the fuck up. What are you watching, really?
Shazam, I'm serious.
With Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching Shazam with Shaquille O'Neal.
No, not the movie, the TV show where you guess, the music app where you guess the song.
Yeah, the new show with Jamie Foxx. All right, cool.
Conspiracy theory as it is with the Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, no, the Shaquille O'Neal Shazam is real, or Kazam. I think it's Kazam. So yeah, maybe I fucked that one up. But the other one with Sinbad that's definitely not real. Right.
As
you know, we're doing a conspiracy theory show tonight. What do you got for your favorite conspiracy theory?
Well, I'm gonna blow your mind right now. My conspiracy theory is about the last podcast with the fortune teller.
Okay, yeah. Hey, fire away, because that was on Ross Patterson Revolution.
Right.
And we had so Jesse and I had a live. We had a psychic on the air to tell us our fortune live on air. Please tell me your conspiracy theory on this. I'd love to hear that.
So my conspiracy theory is how she told you that something big is happening in the next couple months. So on our sister podcast that I've listened to since episode 1, as well as the Ross Patterson Revolution.
Yes.
We have Matt Best, his feature film that everybody wants him in.
Yeah. It's
3 Wheels of Loneliness.
Yeah, 2 wheels. It's 2 wheels of loneliness.
Or 2 wheels. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
We could add 3 maybe, because that might add another digit on your paycheck you were expecting.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of 6 figures, we could get you to 7 figures on there.
No,
but I think that she was talking about the GoFundMe campaign starting off. I saw a couple posts where everybody wanted to start writing some checks out to get Matt in that movie, and I think it's crazy enough with the times that we're in with the transgender and everything else. It might actually make it to theaters without us having to push it through.
Yeah, look, I think if I'm being totally serious about it, I think if we would have to do a GoFundMe campaign, there's no way a studio would approve that. I'm just being dead on. An all gay motorcycle gang movie that we're shooting dead serious, like a drama, even though it's fucking hilarious. No one would approve that. Getting financing for that would be impossible. We would have to do a GoFundMe. Here's what I'm really surprised about, and I had this conversation with Jared the other night. I'm surprised nobody no Drinkin Bros super rich who's like, hey, here's fucking $5 million. Just go make all 10 of these fucking movies you guys talk about on the show. These weird movies you guys want to make all the time on the show.
Oh yeah.
And then just go make that. And I really don't give a fuck what happens. Because, you could write these off as a loss or whatever it is. Because we agreed, Drinkin Bros wise, Matt, Jared, and I, and Evan, to give these movies away for free. So if there was a rich person who came through and said, here's $5 million, we would just give these movies away free to the world without like taking a salary for these.
Oh yeah, I think we should do like a GoFundMe campaign for one of them big Powerballs or whatever, and whatever the winnings is, we can just everyone enjoys all your guys' content. So I mean, you guys could have unlimited access to everything.
Oh God, because we would love to make Two Wheels of Loneliness. Like, I mean, it would be so fucking funny. All right, so if we did,
where's the Jables at?
Jables right now is sleeping. It's late out here on the East Coast.
Oh man, I wanted to reminisce. Me and her are from the same hometown.
Get the fuck out of here! You're both from Ojai?
No, yep. Well, I'm from Ventura, right?
Yeah. Ventura, San.
We're all right there. Yeah, Ventura County, But she's got some mutual friends of mine and everything. And she went to high school with some of my friends. So I mean,
that's great. What was she like in high school? She wasn't like
you know what?
My wife wasn't like a whore or something crazy.
No, she's a couple of years older than me, but
okay,
my best friend's brother was in high school with her, But it's just really funny to hear all her stories on here about Ojai and everything else, and I'm just cracking up all the time listening to it. Like, yep, that's Ojai. And I was up there the other week, and I hit her up to find her brother's pizza place because I was down there, but. Yeah, it's awesome to have that reminiscence of it.
Yeah, she's not a big social media person. I usually do all the shit. I don't know if she answers her own personal shit, but
she does. She's
good.
Very good. She's very good to her fans. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
as well as you.
Well, we
you
try.
Guys, all of you for how big you guys are. I mean, big in the sense of like 90,000 people constantly tagging you and shit all day long, but
it's fine. It's fucking great.
All very good at getting back to people, and it makes it even a better community for sure.
That's awesome, man. Well, dude, I appreciate it. And look, the conspiracy theory about that episode, and by the way, for the people who listen at home, there's a Ross Patterson Revolution episode where we got a psychic, and we had a psychic on for like an hour. Read our fortunes and did the whole shit. I would say this. I would pray your GoFundMe thing comes true out of that, and that's the conspiracy theory. Because like to make Matt do that movie would be amazing. But I'm down. Do you think a lot of people would be down to fund that on GoFundMe?
I think everybody would be down. I mean, if people just went in blind off of Range 15. I think people would go blind in just to see what Matt had to do for that.
So do I.
In the past month, I mean, he's been dead, he's been, injured, and now we'll just add Gay to the list, and we'll be all good.
Yeah, man. Fuck. Maybe we should, man. Maybe we should. Look, hopefully when this...
you know what? He's married now. I mean,
yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Now would be the perfect time to do this. The question is would he do it? But I tell you what,
he said on Drinkin Bros he would do it.
All right, so all right. With this episode is going to air on Monday. With this coming out, if this is a real thing that people want to see this movie, because we want to make this movie, right into the Drinkin Bros Podcast page on Facebook, and then look, I'll talk to Jared. We'll definitely try to get a GoFundMe going to make this movie in 2018, because I'd love to. We've talked about it enough. It'd be great. So let's do it.
I mean, there's enough women who want to see him doing this. I'm sure there's a couple men that would want to see it.
That's what I'm saying, right? So, yeah, that'd be great.
I mean, he's a good-looking dude. I mean, he's from the beach town. I mean, he's just got it all, those cheekbones and all.
Look, if you want to fuck him, it's cool, Burke. Like, yeah.
If you need a stunt double or whatever, I'm there.
Sure.
I might have the dad bod going for the calendar, but I mean, I could. You guys could brush it up on the green screen.
Yeah. Even better. Perfect. Hey, man. Well, look.
I owe you and Jesse some 805 beer. I'm gonna send out your way.
Oh, it's my fave. It's my fave. Send it into the Ross Patterson Revolution PO box.
I will.
And
all right, man. You have a great night, Ross.
You too. Thanks for being on, man. We love you, man.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
Bye, buddy.
Hello?
Hello? Is this Josh Beal?
It is.
Josh Beal, this is Ross Patterson from Drinkin Bros Podcast. What's up?
How's it going, man?
Dude, it's going fucking great, man. As you know, we're doing a conspiracy theory episode. What do you got? What's your biggest conspiracy theory?
I think my biggest one that I like to argue about is the possibility of Bigfoot being real.
Dude, so we've only had one Bigfoot caller, and he called about the one in Florida. Explain your theory, because this is a good one.
Well, my theory doesn't really go along the lines of like those dudes on finding Bigfoot.
Yep.
But I see no biological reason that a species like that couldn't exist and realize that humans suck and ran away.
Yeah. So, but where did it go? Is my question.
Well, I think it's pretty common species that's closely related to humans. Every culture in history has depicted a Yeti-like creature or something like that. I think that maybe at one point in history we walked side by side with a species like that and then parted. And they could be in any rural area anywhere in the world.
Okay, but how long ago? So when's the last time you think a Bigfoot was here?
Was here? Well, that's what I'm saying. I think the possibility that they're still here right now is very real. They just found a way to make themselves scarce.
Okay, okay, great. But here's the one I have a tough part with. In today's age, with cameras and cell phones and everything else, how come there is no footage of one of these fucking things?
Yeah, I don't have a strong theory on that.
No, but you don't you think it's weird? It's probably weird, right?
Yeah, it is weird. Maybe it's a cover up of some sort. I don't know. The possibilities too biologically possible for like the naysayers are so vehemently against it.
Right. So let me ask you this. Let me back up a step. Do you think that Patterson tape was real of Bigfoot in the, what was it, late 60s, that black and white 8mm?
I think it's very possible that you can tell in current movies that the shit's fake, and that one, it seems like some pretty good special effects to be coming up with in the 60s.
Okay. All right. We'll do this. I like the Bigfoot theory. Like I enjoy this. I don't think it's true, but I enjoy it, and I appreciate you coming on the show. Thanks for answering, man. Thanks for spending Saturday night with us.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Take care, buddy.
All right. Bye.
Hello,
Kyle Palmer.
Ross Patterson. How are you?
I'm well. Were you taking a shit the first time we called you?
No, I wasn't taking a shit. I was actually taking a nap because I got to get up at 6 a.m, but that's all right.
Shit. All right. So here's what happened. So I've called every member on this list, which is a lot of fucking people. I've had a lot to drink. I've had a lot to drink tonight, and you're the last person. So,
all right, fucking yeah.
I hope this conspiracy theory is amazing because that's what the show is about tonight.
I know. I'm trying to run through my head. I'm like, all right, I'm sure you guys are probably already covered 9/11.
You know what? Somebody did the Oklahoma City bombing, but nobody did 9/11.
Are you fucking serious? All right, I
dead
can do
serious.
That one.
Oh, all right. Yeah, let's hear that because I haven't heard that, and a couple other people alluded to it, but they didn't say much about it. This would be a great one. 9/11.
Okay, it's a touchy subject, but sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, a lot of this shit is, so go ahead.
All right. So am I on right now?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, you're live on the air. This is going to air episode. This will be Monday's episode. But however, it's midnight here on the East Coast. I've been drinking a lot. So yeah, fire away.
Yeah, I'm stationed up in Massachusetts. So
that's great. That's great.
All right, brother. So all right, as I guess you could say a victim of 9/11. I joined the military.
How were you a victim, by the way, just for the audience?
I went to about 18 funerals before I left for boot camp. So I'm personally not a victim. Like, I wasn't there, but
these were all friends of yours or family members
family.
or
Yeah,
Gotcha.
a lot of firefighters from my town, a lot of parents.
Okay.
And so personal tragedy, I guess you could say.
Absolutely.
But,
Absolutely.
So, you know, that just invigorated me more. I come from a whole family of military, so I was like, all right, I'm ready to go and rock this shit in October.
Right, of course. Of course.
So, you know, I went through that whole belief the whole time, and then as time goes on, you know, it was all about how these terrorists, these mother effers, you know. Oh yeah, I guess we can get.
Yeah, it's Drinkin Bros. You can definitely say
that's
motherfuckers.
right,
Yeah.
What am I thinking? So yeah, like, and then like time goes on, and you know, I start talking to other people that are, you know, from New York too, and friends and family that were firemen down there, and that, like, I guess shit wasn't adding up, and you know, they're like, all right, how the fuck does Building 7 fall when it wasn't even touched by the 2 main towers collapsing? Like, I don't know. And then
yeah, and you're talking, and by the way, you're talking about the building across the street.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and there was like a small fire on the inside, which was obviously not enough to make a whole building collapse.
Sure.
Demolition style.
Yep. Yeah.
And then, like, those buildings, I guess the way they were structured was they were built to withstand something like that. Those things were fucking solid. Inside the center of them was probably about a 14-meter steel beam that was in the circle of the buildings. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to think that a plane with just jet fuel is going to melt all that stuff and then make it collapse from the bottom. But, and then there's other people that I've met, which I will remain nameless with, who have, like, personally on the cleanup crews, they found a form of thermite that actually is used to cut through steel on the beams, you know, the white powdery substance.
Yeah.
So talking to a lot of firefighters in there, it's just that work down there, because a lot of my friends are firefighters down in New York City right now, because I grew up outside of New York. Yeah, they all just kind of think it's bullshit, dude. And it's like, and not to mention, like, how is a pilot that is trained on Cessnas going to take a jetliner and fly it in the side of the Pentagon? I mean,
yeah, that's a big one, because you have to hit it so perfectly.
And that's the way it was. It was like a perfect shot right on the side, and you would have to get down level to the ground basically and kind of just smash into it, which I work with pilots. I mean, I do alert missions and keep like the whole Northeast safe basically. But
so let me ask you this. Could it have happened though with an inexperienced pilot who, like, is that a possibility that he just clipped the building at the right moment, right time?
It's definitely possible to fly into the towers. The Pentagon, I'm going to say no. A jetliner like that, no. I think it's next to impossible.
Because it's like, one would think, like, as an American citizen who's also a civilian, not in the military at all, never have been. But I look at the Pentagon as I'm like, man, isn't there like F-18s there to blow that shit out of the sky? Or like, I didn't understand. I didn't understand that one as a civilian, and it was.
Well, here's the part 2 to this whole fucking wacky scenario. So that's NORAD. That's what NORAD's job is. They do the whole alert mission. And during this whole time that was going on, there was a massive NORAD exercise. So it's almost like our planes were kind of doing something else when this all happened and not made aware of, you know, the whole terrorist attack, quote unquote.
Interesting theories tonight. A lot of interesting theories from people. The guy who took the cake though was Willie Duvall, who claimed that the Air Force was taking people to be anally probed. That one really, really stuck with me. And if they are being anally probed, chances are Jared Taylor is the one who's probing them. Now it's time for the Drinkin Bro of the Week. This week's Drinkin Bro of the Week was submitted by Sarah O'Hara. That's a fucking great name. Sarah O'Hara. Hey, guys. Listen to the podcast. I want to know if you'd entertain a Drinkin Bro-ette of the Week. Tiffany Syvertson was a big fan of your team and your podcast and was an Army medic for the last 10 years. And on August 6th, she unfortunately lost her battle with cancer. I know she would have been honored just to have her name uttered by you guys and remembered for all the positive impact she's made on hundreds of soldiers' lives. She was a wild child. She had an incredible heart, and she was as American as one could be. I was hoping you could change it up just once and remember an awesome person and soldier. Of course we can. Of course we can. Look, Sarah O'Hara, we're always down for any stories, men or women, Drinkin Bros or Drinkin Bro-ettes of the week. And there's certainly no one more deserving than Tiffany Syvertson. So to you and your friend Tiffany, we say cheers, Sarah. And we really, really appreciate you guys listening to the show. Thanks for tuning in tonight, kids. It was a wild episode. And if you dig tonight's episode or episodes like it, we do some weird ones over on Ross Patterson Revolution. You can hop over there. We do shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Drinkin Bros, we got you on Mondays and Thursdays. So we're trying to give you all 5 days of the week. Trying to have 5 shows for you. So we appreciate you tuning in. Good night, and God bless.